feel.
What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, guys. I'm running late on the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk live daily. Sorry about that. I was actually having a good conversation over the phone with my man, Mr. Two Hands Up. So, yeah, me and Mr. Two Hands was rapping about some stuff, and we ran over, and no excuses. I'm late because I was talking to my brethren. You know, that's how it goes. Sometimes these things happen. But I am here now on this Speak Your Mind Sports Talk live daily. All right, so today, guys, it's not a particular topic. For all of you guys that were at the donut shop this morning, it went way over. The donut shop was lit this morning, and we went for maybe 3 hours this morning, so I didn't really get time to put a real good topic together today. So we just gonna do the Q&A and chop it up, have some boxing talk. Full panel today, everybody. Welcome. I put the link in the chat. Lewis Sports Network in the building. What's good with you? My son, Teofimo, in the building. Hope everything's going well, son. Appreciate you coming through. Queen Lisa in the building. What's up, Queen Lisa? Appreciate you. Get This Smoke. What's up, Get This Smoke? My man, Justin Trouble in the building. What's good, Justin Trouble? Hope everything going good for you, fam. Safe, family doing well. Soccer Training Club. What's up with you, my man? Mr. Two Hands Up. Hey, so let me say this right quick. Or matter of fact, now I'm going to wait till some more people get in here. Because I got an announcement to make about Mr. Two Hands. For everybody that was on the donut shop this morning, boy, it was lit. We had a good conversation this morning, no doubt. But we'll wait till some more people get up in here. But yeah. So, Pat, the link is in the chat. And, you know, right now I'm just going to start off with any topic. But this is a Q&A, so y'all ask away. On Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Q&A, you can ask whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm actually informed about quite a few things, not just sports. So sometimes people do bring questions on here that have something to do with life, maybe politics. And I don't know everything, but, you know, I'm pretty informed about a lot of stuff. So this is a wide open Q&A, guys. We can talk about anything. You can ask any question. I'm pretty sure boxing question, basketball, UFC, life, children, power of the mind, racism, like whatever, man. Let's just chop it up, talk sports, talk about whatever. That's what this live is about today. Toby Bartlett in the building. What's good with you, Toby Bartlett? So let me drop this link in the chat again too, just in case someone else want to come up. So just to start off, what do y'all think? I'll ask the first question. What do y'all think, and who do y'all think is going to win against Joe Smith and Alida Alvarez? I think that's actually a really good fucking fight. Joe Smith and Alida Alvarez. First question out the gate, Mr. Two Hand. Do you think they're going to have Tawai Oscar Valdez jaw after a jaw fight? Hey, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to tell you something. Obviously, with that comment, Mr. Two Hands and I are in the same place with this. I think Berto gonna beat Oscar Valdez's ass, bro. And I'm hearing a lot of people talking about Oscar Valdez, and I know that people want him to do good because he was Reynoso and such. But Mr. Two Hands, I think they might need to wire that shut. and make sure they leave him a little hole so he can stick that straw in his mouth and slurp up his goddamn meals. Because Burchuk gonna put something tough on him. That's my opinion, dog. That's my opinion on that one. Boxing Algarete, what's up with you, fam? Justin Trouble said, that's a real good fight. I have Joe Smith edging it out by unanimous decision. Yeah. Okay. That's a good pick, actually. I can see that. I haven't, on that, Justin Trouble, I'll tell you, I haven't really done the film on that yet. But I know that's going to be a Slurpee Promotions. Yeah. He better visit 7-Eleven all the time after that fight. But I don't know. That's going to be a hell of a fight, though. That's going to be a banger. And it's good for boxing because that's going to be one of those fights where they don't have to pay these guys enormous amounts of money, but that's going to be a good fight, a good show. I don't even have a pick for that. But if you say Joe Smith, I might end up saying Joe Smith too, Justin Trouble. You know what I mean? That's a good fight. 50. That's a toss-up fight. That's a tough pick, Smith and Alry. Yeah, it is, bro. That is. That's a tough one. My man, but hey, that's what's up, Boxing Jedi. First in the building. Guess what that means? You get to talk today.
It's so good, brother. What's going on, man? How's everybody? What's going on with everybody? All right? Chilling, brother. Chilling. Yeah, man.
Hit your volume a little bit. You got an echo. Hit your volume.
I got an echo.
Yeah, you got.
Hold on. All right, hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna throw these headphones on. I'm gonna look like a football coach in a minute. Hold on.
All right. Let me see. All right, let me get back to the chat. Make sure I missed no questions. Totally balled it. Oh, we got 8 people. All right, well, people get to watch the playback. Before we get back, it could. Boy, that was a fight. I was just watching that fight about 3 weeks ago, Mr. Two-Hand. That motherfucker was a war. That was like boom, 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 boom. Gotti won. Boy, that was a war.
All three of them fights were fucking no joke, bro. All 3 of them fights were crazy, bro.
Yeah. So we got enough people. Come on, Mark. Let me say this right quick, guys, for everybody. Real quick. What's up, Mark? When I did the donut shop this morning, Mr. Two Hands and I, we got into a little back and forth, and we were talking about some issues. And this is why I'm starting to speak in my Sports Talk Live Daily late, because me and Mr. Two Hands was rocking out on the phone for about an hour and change and didn't even know how long we was talking. But with that being said, I want to apologize to Mr. Two Hands because he was saying some things and I really wasn't hearing them like I was supposed to be hearing them. I was more interested in what the fuck I was trying to say and missing the point that he was trying to make. And I glossed over a lot of the shit he was saying, and he was exactly right on a lot of the shit he was saying. So right now, in front of everybody, just if y'all heard the little situation this morning, first thing I want to let y'all know is ain't no deal with me and Mr. Two Hands. That's my man, 20 grand. That's my bro, right? But I apologize, Mr. Two Hands. You was right, dog, on a lot of shit you was saying, and I wasn't really listening. So I'm going to apologize in front of everybody. And this ain't nothing that Mr. Two Hands required. He didn't tell me I need to apologize or none of that shit. This is something I'm doing as a man because that's my bro. We supposed to be able to sit up here. If we get heated or whatever, that's fine. But Mr. Two Hands and D. Jeff, that's my bro. So fuck what y'all hear us arguing about. That's my nigga. And I apologize because I came off wrong on some levels, and I want to put that shit to bed. So that's that. You know what I mean? What's up, Mark?
Yo, what up, man? How's it going?
Shit. You know, same old.
Mark, what's up, Mark?
Yeah, what up, Gato, man? How are you, man?
Mr. Two Hands said, nah, bro. Right there, it's all love, family. Shit, I apologize too. You ain't unbiased as well. Yeah, bro. Cause see, like we keep it real, dog. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna see no. Like I know people on YouTube. A lot of people on YouTube. You know they. That's South Croy in the building. He said, "Let me hear it, DJ. Want to hear objectivity? All right, I got you, dog." Well, a lot of people on YouTube, they like to hear guys that are working with each other, that's in a unit, they like to see us beef, bro. This is what they want. They want to see us argue and start hating each other and divide. That's entertainment for them. But with my partners, the people I deal with, Boxing Jedi, Johnny Boy, Mark Unrivaled, Mr. Two Hands, IBFP, I'm sorry. I can't oblige. I can't get y'all that. Not here. These niggas always gonna be my bros. And if we get into something and they get that heated, then we gonna do it behind the scenes. But y'all ain't gonna be privy to that. So if y'all looking for D and Mr. Two Hands or D and Unbiased or Mark to blow up and say fuck you and we enemies and y'all get to get that entertainment, sorry to disappoint you. You ain't getting it from here. It ain't gonna happen, dog. Because all these dudes is my bros, dog. I can't satisfy that urge. I'm sorry. Ain't happening.
That's real, brother. That's for real, man. That's the way it's got to be. You know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna want a little friction between us. So that ain't gonna happen, kid. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna happen. Especially those that have been uploading for years on here. We already know how this thing goes. Where people love to make people intertwine with each other and fuck up the chemistry and shit. So nah, man, we doing just fine, kid. Peace to everybody, man. That said what's up to me as well. I'm sorry, man. Peace to everybody. Good morning.
Well, that is a question, and this is a Q&A, but that is an emphatic no. Al said, D, can you apologize for all your Haney and White slander yesterday? Well, hey, this is a Q&A, so good question, Al. But the answer to that is no. Oh shit, that's good stuff. What's up, Brown Guard?
I mean, those were boxing opinions, really. You can't really apologize for our opinions unless it was taken out of context. What we called Lee Haney. Why I keep saying Lee Haney? Devin Haney. Out of his name, but we didn't do that yesterday. We just, especially, my man D here. He just, gave you his opinion on how we felt, man.
Yeah, and to be honest, guys, I still feel that way. Devin Pansy and Lillian White and crying.
Yo, you have me dying with that Devin Pansy, son. I can't stop laughing almost the whole day, son.
All right, we got Devin Pansy, we got Lillian White, and we got Crying Garcia. And
my man said Lillian White.
and shout out to Monkey Kung Fu, because that's his.
Yo, bro, don't leave my boy Shakira Stevenson in the lurch, man. You got
Shakira. Boy, we got them all, dog. Shakira Stevenson, Crying Garcia, Lillian White, and
we got Fiona Wilder.
Damn, what am I doing? Fiona Wilder and Beyonce Wilder, as Boxing Finesse call them, Beyonce Wilder. Boy, this is great. All right, let me get to some of these questions, man. Give you and Mr. Mark something to do. Let me see. Heard the show, and it was a great debate between. Oh yeah, it was good, bro. It's always good to have a healthy debate. That's the thing, a healthy debate when. You could do what me and Unbiased and Mr. Two Hands did this morning, and then who's in the chat? Mr. Two Hands, Unbiased. When Mr. Two Hands and Unbiased go live, who's gonna be in the chat? D. Jefferson, Mr. Two Hands. So Boxing Jedi. So when you can have a debate like we had this morning, and the perception would be that it was heated, but then you turn right back around, and we all here kicking it again. That was a healthy debate. That was a healthy debate. When you debate and you go off on a tangent, and then the next day you find out I don't fuck with him no more, then that wasn't a healthy debate. That wasn't a healthy debate. That was an argument that went sideways and shit got twisted. That's what that was. You know what I mean?
It happened. It happens, bro. You know what it is, man? When you get two passionate motherfuckers in front of each other, that's all you're gonna see is just passion. It was just a passionate debate. That's all it was. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
I like that one too. Hold on, I gotta go back to that. Two Hands said I call him Beyonce Wilder. one part of Beyonce's oh,
Beyonce's child.
mm-hmm.
Yo,
Mark.
great minds think alike, brother.
Yeah, sir. Mark,
Great minds think
how you
alike.
feeling today, fam?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got any
What?
questions? I said, how you feeling today?
I'm higher than a motherfucker.
Oh my God! See, this is why I love you. All three of us on the same page. You hear Mark saying,
Yes,
"You can see me." In
uh-huh.
Let me tell you something.
And you just hear me coughing up a lung.
This is why we are in the room. This is what serenity is about. And like Smokey said on Friday, take advantage, man. Take advantage.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the awaken bake all the way into the.
Iceman was in the building. Yeah, that was good this morning. I think it was good. I think it was great. Donut Shot was fire today. Yeah, man. Donut Shot went 3 fucking hours today. That's supposed to be a 15-minute segment, man. That shit's supposed to be a 15-minute segment. We went 3 hours today this morning. I said, man.
Yeah. But you know what motherfuckers could take out of that? They can take out that's the way you debate. You know what I mean? And even if it gets a little extreme, you also, you guys can catch the time to be like, yo, we were just, debating and shit. You still my people. So I apologize if I ruffled your feathers in any way. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Shake the hand, smoke an L, and that's that, bro. It's all good.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, see, another thing, this why me and Mr. Two Hands click so tight. Like, people gotta understand this too. Mr. Two Hands, like when I first linked up with him on DT3, me and Mr. Two Hands grew up in the same area. So when you grow up, like in the same cities and shit, then it's just like it's a cultural thing. People in New York don't act like people in the DMV. People in California don't act like people in the DMV. People in Texas or in the South don't act like people in the DMV. Well, me and Mr. Two Hands from the DMV. And for people that don't know what the DMV is, that's Virginia, Maryland, and DC. Well, me and Mr. Two Hands lived in Baltimore. Both of us. He live in DC now. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. So we DMV is embedded into us. So we understand each other. And when we go back and forth with each other, we understand where we coming from. Like, nah, that nigga ain't heated at me. That's just how we do in the DMV. And so everybody looking in at me and Mr. Two Hand clash, they might see something else. They be like, oh, these niggas heated with each other. They going back and forth. But me and Mr. Two Hands like, nah, this is what we do. That's a DMV thing. That's why we click so good together. So again, I can't oblige to the beef some of y'all might want because it ain't going down, though. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah, like beef are just for trolls. Beef are just for trolls, not for the boxing community. But I want to ask you guys, you two gentlemen, a question now that you're here. I woke up this morning and I looked into some shit and I saw this box rec thing that's going around with this the top 25. I mean, how do you guys feel about this? That Terrence Crawford's not even on their list. What's going on with that?
Say that again.
Talking about pound for pound list on box rec, and Terrence Crawford's not even on it.
Well, again, and I'll go first on this, and then Mark could go. I'll answer this, at least my perspective. Everybody has their own criteria and how they decide to set their pound for pound list up. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the criteria box rec use, but unless I know what their criteria is, I can't really argue their list. So that's just how I feel about it. It's all subjective. And because I don't really know what the criteria is for box rec, like what they calculate for pound, Crawford not being on the top 5, I can't argue with that because here's one thing I know for sure.
They don't even have him on the 25, dog. They don't even have him on the 25.
Okay, well, that's retarded. But, I'm just saying, like, Ring IQ, if you ask him his top 5 list, I can guarantee you in his top 5, there are names you're going to turn your head out like, huh? But he has a certain criteria of how they gauge pound for pound. So you can't argue with that if everybody on this list fits the criteria. Then that's fair. Then it's fair.
Yeah, that's true. But there's some motherfuckers up there that don't fit the criteria. And like I said, I got to look more into it. A lot of people are saying that it's a point system, but I'm saying like Terence Crawford's WBO champ. Like, you know, what's going on here? Then you got motherfuckers up there that we ain't hear or see boxing about a minute, and they up there. I'm like, whoa, something's going on here.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. He's on my top 5, so not to have him in the top 25, hell no, I don't agree with it. What you think, Mark?
Well, I've looked at it, and I think it doesn't make sense on any point scale I can think of.
Right.
On any point scale that I can think of, even using what their old criteria was, and because they've edited it, yeah, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. I mean, Crawford, one, he's a 3-weight world champion, right? He's made multiple amounts of defenses. He's held 6 belts, 2 lineal titles, and an undisputed. I mean, it ain't their thing isn't based off of like level of opposition. He's fought more world champions than a lot of guys. Like I can't for the life of me understand how Maris Bradis is ahead of him. How Danny Jacobs is ahead of him. I can't understand that.
Yeah.
Like I can't figure it out. I think it's garbage. And look, Miguel Berchelt's ahead of him, bro. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I knew it was wrong when one of my nuts had itched. I looked at it, one of my nuts started itching. I was like, "This is wrong, son. This is wrong." I was like,
terrible.
"Nah, this is wrong."
It's a terrible list, and I know that for example, the pound for pound list is it is very subjective, right? We can all admit that. We all know it's a very subjective thing. I never really have a problem with somebody else's list if it fits their own criteria. With BoxRec, it's just we've just picked 25 names, thrown them into a hat, and fucking jumbled them up and thrown them on paper because that is not a criteria. It's not a criteria.
Exactly, Mark. Exactly. They just threw motherfuckers in the hat and just started pulling out names. That's what it looks like, man.
Yeah. Well, I say this, Crawford, to me, like, I'm with Mark, and even though I don't know what the criteria is, hell, even if I tried to figure one out, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck you don't have Crawford in the top 25. Like, I can't even figure out a criteria that would make sense of that. I mean, the top 5, okay, I get it. That's what I was thinking, but top 25? That's ridiculous, bro. How do you justify that?
Look, if someone didn't have Crawford in their top 5, I'd be like, okay, what's your criteria? Is it career-based? Is it current? Is it on what you've done in the last 2-3 years? And then I could probably understand, you know?
Right. But that's almost like, you know what that's like, Mark? That's almost like, say Crawford's not in the top 25, Mark. I want to make you laugh at this one. It's almost like that live we had that one night when you was on there, and we was getting people saying Deontay Wilder was #1 pound for pound.
Oh yeah, that's when I had to check all boy. That's when I had to check all boy about Luis Nery and Inoue and Navarrete.
That's about how ridiculous it is. Not having Crawford in the top 25 is about equivalent to saying Deontay Wilder is #1 pound for pound. That's the equivalence. Oh, I'm gonna give you the link, Smoke. I done said Wilder, looked in the chat and I see link.
No, all I'm gonna say though is a lot of people have Terence Crawford. A lot have Terence Crawford #1. Like, some people have number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, 8, 9, 2, 7. I ain't ever seen a top 25 list. Well, I don't really see many of them, but that didn't have him in there.
Right. What the hell? They got 3 heavyweights?
Yeah, they got Fury, AJ, and Wilder all inside the top 10. And they have Wilder ahead of AJ, and they have Fury #2 pound for pound.
I told you it's a slow pound for pound. You know, this is why when we look at shit like this, we have to use the word subjective, because that's exactly what it is. It looked like a fanboy got on there and just put everybody that's popping right now on that list. but they forgot about Crawford. Looks like a PBC guy there, eh?
Yeah, South Croy. I'm with South Croy on this. Check this out. South Croy said, okay, these rankings and ratings seem to have been put on payrolls. I question the credibility. I agree with that. Motherfuckers just paying for that. Hey, here's 100,000. Put my guy on this ranking. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Look what's happening to Dylan White. Look what's happening to other fellas. Look what happened to that gentleman that sued the WBC about what? I think it was 10 years ago, 12 years ago, over pulling him off the rankings when he was supposed to go for a title match. You know what I mean? And he won $40 million. If anybody knows that fighter's name, I know it starts with an M. I forgot his goddamn name, but it really happened, man. You know, and then this needs to occur more. This is why I'm glad that White is taking legal action like this, because, you know, you got to spank these dudes back, bro.
Yo, I'm gonna say this, Smoke. I want you to answer. I want you to take it to next, because a lot of people say about Smoke.
We have echo.
But Smoke like Crawford. So, what you think about it, Smoke?
Yeah, I have Terrence Crawford as the most complete fighter in boxing. So, and he's my number one pound for pound. I don't. You know, if you look at his resume could be better. It's not the best resume, but, you know, as far as accolades and in-ring achievements, you know, he's checked off that box. And as far as skills, he's checked off that box. So, yeah, Morris Brady's, you know, whatever. For me, Terrence Crawford is a better fighter than that guy.
I wonder, like, what point system could they be using, right, to justify Deontay Wilder, who's never unified, only fought in one division, when you got a guy like Crawford who's went 4-belt unification, champion in multiple divisions? What fucking kind of points is he's undefeated where Wilder just got his ass whooped? What kind of point system they using, bro?
They're using.
Wait. On this point system, they have Wilder as the number one pound for pound?
No.
They have him 3. I think number 3.
No, they don't. They have him number 5. Wilder's number 5.
Okay, well, look, regardless of where he is, Smoke, this is the idea. They have Wilder in the top 5 and Terrence Crawford not in the top 25.
So to me, that's a bias. That's a biased point system. That's exactly what that is.
Regardless of, I'm not sure how they figured that out. I mean, all systems are biased for something, but having heavyweights in your pound for pound is wrong on its face for me.
Yes, listen, I'm sorry, guys. I just want to say, Lawrence Williams, thank you so much. Yes, it was Rocchigiani who sued the WBC for $40 million. He recently just passed. Rest in peace, brother. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Williams.
we were talking about that on my live stream the other day, Rocchigiani.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
That shit crazy in the building. Chin Smoke, Samuel Shaw, Queen Lisa Bell, South Croy on the panel now. I Buy Houses, Toby Bartlett, Ty Legacy, Champ Ross. Just wanted to catch back up, guys. It is a Q&A, and so I'm trying to.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a
question? Anybody?
Right. To everyone in the panel and everyone in the chat, right? Crawford's not in the top 25, right? We've seen Bradis is in this list. Can anybody here explain to me under any criteria how Maris Bradis could be ranked ahead of Alexander Usyk pound for pound? Because he is. Considering he lost to him in the World Boxing Super Series at Cruiserweight, and Usyk was the undisputed Cruiserweight champion. How's he ahead of him?
I don't know. Why is Bradis even there, bro?
Mark, I honestly can't answer that, bro. The only thing I could say is that somebody that's a fanboy of the boxers that are popping, and it looks like they added their own, likeness towards fighters in there, and I think that's what it looks like. That list looks so wrong. I mean, it looks so wrong. It's crazy.
I mean, it sounds like they're paying deference to title defenses, just like from these names that you guys are talking about. I haven't looked at the list, but that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, could be. You're right. You're probably right. GTS could be, brother.
Let's get South Croy and Mr. Two Hands in here. What's up, fellas? South Croy, what you think?
You're talking DJ about the ratings, the rankings for what our friend just brought up a while ago.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Listen, my opinion on this is probably very skewed, because I am suspicious of a lot of things that are going on with these organizations. I think they have agendas, and some of the things that they come out with are so ridiculous that I can't help thinking that some money is spent somewhere in order to push a particular agenda for particular boxers. That is how I think when I hear of some of these things. So I think they have, to some extent, the credibility had been creeping out of a lot of these organizations. I don't want to even start on the WBC because credibility where they are concerned is trust me, is almost null and void. So I think people spending a bit of money, behind the scenes, and for these organizations with big reputations to endorse a certain faction or endorse the people who they want to be endorsed and to get them a certain look in the boxing world. So that is what I think. I think there's a lot of disingenuous activity going on underneath. So just my take on it there.
I'm all talking and I'm on mute. I can respect that because we were just saying something similar to that it's got to be somebody paying money for this, bro. And when you involve money and you can pay for a spot, then there's no credibility in that. There's no credibility in that when you can buy a spot, when you can buy a position. That's stupid.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That is where my head is, DJ. And as I can respect your shoulder, DJ, because you are a strong-willed kind of guy, and when you see things in a particular way, you're not afraid to articulate it. So sometimes my view on things, as I said, people might think it's skewed, but if I think in a particular way, I have reason to think so. I'm not just getting up and spouting off at the mouth. And the way things are going now, it's like people using media to replace a lot of things. And I'm working on my channel, so I'm doing a few stuff around that too. But I think media presence is playing too much of a big role in the sport that we love. Media is making these stars, making people without them really doing anything in the ring, without them, doing a lot of what the fighters before this time used to do. People couldn't get shots at the title. People had to go above and beyond to be recognized, to get on the few outlets that were around in the 80s and 70s. Nowadays, it's like you get the media and the media makes you. The media can make you into whatever they want to make you in, And if people aren't paying close attention, because there are a lot of casual fans in boxing, so lots of people aren't delving into the politics of what is going on, and so they take what is presented to them. So if you present this man as this, and if the media houses that are saying it are powerful enough, then that is what you are. People could probably turn me into the best heavyweight because just build me up. And that is what I see going on now with a lot of these organizations. So that they're losing credibility to me, Yep.
So just to piggyback off what he was saying, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Real quick before you go, I wanted to let Mr. Two-Head jump in there. I want to let these two guys get in because we was talking. They didn't get a chance to speak on
it. Yeah, go ahead.
It's such like, it's one of those lists you look at and you really fucking scratch your head and you just like, how did we even get here? Like, how did we really get here? And then you try to use a level of rational thinking and you like, how can you be rational with such an irrational situation? But I'm just like, when I look at Terrence Crawford being at number 6 in the situation above Deontay Wilder, and I'm just like, man, this guy is a multi-division world champion, 2-time lineal fucking champion. I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm like, I heard it works off the algorithm. So whatever that algorithm is, and I'm like, where Deontay Wilder is placed, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking it could be knockouts, like Smoke said. It could be title defenses. Maybe their point system is based on, who knows, like guys' punch output. I don't know. Effective punching. Who knows? Like
It can't be title fences and knockouts because Fury's number 2.
Well, in that case, then what is it? Does anybody know the criteria of this algorithm? What makes it work? My thing is, I'm in full agreement with South Croy.
Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Alexander Hamilton, Ulysses S. Grant, and Benjamin Franklin.
It's called it's called making the cereal faced fighter, bro. Put him on a cereal box, you know what I mean? And I think that's the criteria. You know, the people that the favoritism and stuff like that. That's just basically what it is. So if you look at most of those guys that are there, right? And I'm just taking a stab at the dark here, gentlemen. And if you was to weigh out the fandom between those guys who follow them, that's more like a casual top 25, if you ask me, man. I'm just saying.
So basically, it's like, to me, it's almost like they kind of like took 2K, NBA 2K creator and like went on, and just started grabbing the attributes and moving all them shits up to 99 on all of the weird motherfuckers that they favorite. I don't know.
Yes.
Do they got Dirk Trezor on the list?
I don't know, bro, but I don't know any casuals who are going to be fucking putting Maris Bradis in no fucking lists.
Where they got Errol Spence at?
Let me check.
That's the question. Now they got Terrence Crawford outside.
Canelo's number 1, Fury's number 2, and Errol's number 3.
Errol Spence?
Errol Spence is number 3.
Wait a minute. Who'd you say is number 1?
Canelo.
Okay.
Well, that I can agree with.
No argument there.
Canelo's number 1. Fury's number 2. 3 is Errol. 4 is Gennady Golovkin. 5 is Wilder. Oh, hold up. Terrence Crawford's number 6.
He's 6.
Oh, they must have just put that up now because it was not there this one. I swear to my life, dog.
Look,
I swear to my life.
Nah, you know what? They hurried up and scurried to put that up. They was like, oh shit, we left Terrence.
We forgot Terrence.
But let's talk about this now. What's up, IBT? What's up, my man? Look, let's talk about this now, though. How the hell you put Errol Spence over Terrence Crawford? And Errol Spence is my dude. Now, I will say this. I like the ring of that list. I do like the sound of that. You got my man Fury up there. You got Errol at number 3. You got Canelo. These are 3 of my best fighters. And then Teofimo. Hell, if they had Teofimo at 4, that would be a perfect sounding list to me. But it's bullshit, though. It's complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about complete bullshit. That sounds like a lot of my guys, too.
I know, but it's still bullshit. It's my guys too. It's bullshit.
Hey, maybe they're on to something. Maybe they actually finally woke up.
Smoke, don't you start.
Smoke, you
Hey guys,
same dream they in. You must be living in the same dream they in.
Hey guys, let me give you a little example on certain people. These are some fight fans that follow me, right? And I'm gonna show you how everybody has Crawford up there, and nobody has Errol Spence Jr. My man S. Garcia has Loma, Inu, Bud, Canelo, right? And then he put Inu again, right? And then you got my man Gary who says Canelo, Loma, Bud, Inu, and Usyk. My man David Jr. says Loma, Crawford, Inu, Fury, Usyk, right? My man Jordan Young says Lomachenko, Crawford, Inu, Usyk, Canelo, Pacquiao, and GGG. I don't, and I could keep going. There's not one mention here of Errol Spence Jr. And you know why? Which is correct, the inactivity.
Yeah. Look, check this out. Raider said
inactivity, but Usyk's been active?
No. Hold on. Well, no.
Usyk just fought Chaz Witherspoon in the winter. He was supposed to fight Derek Chisora on May 26th, I believe. So technically, he hasn't even been out of the ring that long. He just fought Chaz Witherspoon in what? October or December? October, November.
Yeah, but to be fair, though, two hands, he's had one fight in 20 months.
Yeah, I mean, that's about Errol Spence.
Well, a lot of people noticed Usyk because of the way he was fighting at cruiserweight. So, I mean, his accomplishments on cruiserweight, just like his Terrence Crawford's accomplishments at 140, exactly what gives him that push. So why not?
Yeah.
And especially with the rest of the
But we were just talking about activity. We were saying they don't put Spence in there because of activity, but Usyk because of his way to. Okay,
no,
whatever.
I said maybe, and I'm noticing because of its inactivity, which is if you got 2 titles, you know what I'm saying, at welterweight, and you know, yeah, you got the that little accident that happened or whatever, nobody's fault but his own. You know, you got to take these things into consideration too.
2 titles, but my thing is this: with that way of thinking, and Smoke, this is what I'm saying. Even if we do talk about the inactivity, you have a valid point, 20 months and 20 months, right? But it's 2 titles being unified versus 4 titles being unified. So that put Usyk over him, even though they both got inactivity.
Look, it's not like just being a 2-belt holder at welterweight should get you a high ranking. I mean, look at Carlos Baltimore, you know? That dude wasn't ranked in any pound-for-pound lists.
I don't know that all titles are the same, right? I mean, it would seem that the guy that you fight should actually matter to in a point system, regardless of the title.
Yeah, but don't try to make no sense of this list now, because when you start trying to make sense of this list, you're gonna rack your damn brain.
Rabbit hole goes deep, bitches.
Raider just said, "Is that list a popularity list?" You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. But this one here, the one I was telling you about, is basically the same in fight fighters' minds as to who they have. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I gave you, look, it sounds the same, but they were all they all basically have this, they're all top 5, which is Loma, Crawford, Inu, Fury, or Usyk, or Canelo. But you won't see a Spence Jr. Look, you won't see a Spence Jr. in there. These are all different people with almost the same.
Well, I don't have
the same biases. It sounds like.
Yeah, but no, it's not.
I wouldn't say bias. I would. I mean, because everybody that they named are fucking good fighters.
You can't call a pound for pound this bias, Smoke, just without not knowing anybody's criteria. Look, you wouldn't call me biased against Spence because he's one of my favorite fighters, but I don't have him in my top 5.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but that's you. But by virtue of having a pound for pound list, we've already said it's subjective. What is subjectivity other than bias?
All right, so then
criteria. All right. If you use criteria, then it's not bias.
Let me give you my man Ray's top 5, right? And you tell me what his criteria was then here. All right, I'm gonna let you figure this out. He said he got Crawford first, Loma second, Inu third, Canelo 4th, and Usyk 5th. Right. What do you think his criteria is there?
Two things. It sounds like he is into multi-division championships, unifications, and maybe also skills, and maybe also what the media tells you should. Who the media says should be at the top of a list.
I don't think anything about
looking at multi-division champions, the speed in which they did it, and I think he's looking at titles held. That's what I think he's looking at.
Exactly. Crawford didn't do it particularly fast. Crawford didn't do it fast.
All right, hold on.
Neither did Canelo either.
Criteria, Jedi.
I'm sorry?
What was his criteria?
No, that's what I'm saying. It just said here, order the pound for pound top 5. Your choice. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying. Everybody basically has Lomachenko 1 or Crawford first. And they usually have Canelo 3rd or 4th. You know what I mean? So these criteria are basically the same. Now, when GTS asks, what's the criteria these men are using? Just like my man Two Hands Up and Mark just said it yourself, it has to do with fighting and just basically dominating.
Yeah.
We can't say Usyk's is a dominator. Canelo's a dominator. Inu definitely. Loma definitely, and so is Crawford. So I think it has to do with not only dominating their opponents, not only having multi-titles and stuff like that. It has to do with skill and who's fighting, who's actually showing their worth. It's just.
IBT got my top 5 pound for pound, no order. Canelo, Crawford, Loma, Usyk, and Anui. That's my top 5 pound for pound, no order. Well, Canelo #1, goddammit, but no one after that. How about that?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, just to speak to my own biases, the reason why I don't have Canelo as #1 was because he failed the test, and Loma and Terrence Crawford have not.
That's fair. That's fair enough. I can respect that, GTS. I can respect that. That is a very good fucking criteria to hold uphold against a motherfucker like Canelo.
If you have no questions with PEDs, and you use that as a criteria, so you say, okay, well, this guy did very well, but he did have questions with PEDs, and that's a criteria, and you stay consistent with it, then I don't have no problem with that. Because, like, you know, when people rank like Kovalev or Billy Joe Saunders or something, and then you see if they stay consistent with that because that's a criteria, then that's fine. That's fine.
The reason why I don't have Canelo on any of that is because, like, some of his wins are controversial, and like, even though, you know, I'll put him up there, like on a top 10 in this era. It's just like I said, some of his wins were controversial, and we know what we're talking about. But I mean, he's got a good body of work. He's got a great body of work.
I mean, shit, wasn't Floyd? I mean, that's why I like to tell a lot of people that come on Canelo. Wasn't Floyd, like, didn't he have a? And I'm not gonna lie, when they was talking about Floyd pound for pound #1 and all that, I didn't argue. Even though I knew Floyd had the questionable fights. We knew Floyd had the questionable fights, but I didn't argue he was pound for pound #1. So why y'all arguing Canelo pound for pound #1? I mean, if you have a valid reason, that's fine, but a lot of people argue Canelo #1 and then they talk about questionable fights. Well, that's not consistency. You can't use that as a criteria because when Floyd was pound for pound #1, y'all weren't arguing about that. And he had fights.
For me, with Canelo, it's because I can't measure this guy in which weight class he's actually campaigning in. It goes up, it goes down, he goes up, he goes up, he goes up. I mean, so now what are we to call him? Are we to call him a middleweight champion? Are we to call him a super middleweight? Are we to call him light heavy? I mean, well, what are we calling this dude? This is why it's sort of confusing with Canelo. This is what I mean about these, multi divisions. If you ain't gonna do it, and then at least stay in one division and make a mark there, like Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford right now made his mark 140. He's unified all the titles at 140. He I don't think he's gonna be able to do it because of the politics of 147. But if he goes to 154 and does it there, it's expected. And we can actually say that Crawford wasn't able to do it because of the politics. So with Canelo, my whole thing here is Canelo is politic ridden. You know what I mean? He's like politic ridden. Like, he is the face of boxing today with boxing politics.
Right. He's the political face of boxing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When it comes to all of this contractual agreements and yeah, the WBC's cradle rocking motherfuckers, you got to look at him as the face, bro. So like I said, man, they making a lot of serial face boxers. Look, they tried with Danny Garcia. That's why they was throwing, easy guys to him. And then because of his own inactivity, he almost got beat up by Peterson. Well, he did get beat up by Peterson. Mauricio Herrero gave him the inside work. You know what I mean? And there are a couple more. So it's like, when he finally got to match up with one of the elites in his era, which was Keith Thurman, what happened? When he tried to match up with one of the elites with Sean Porter, what happened? You know what I mean? So it's like the serial face boxer. We got to be careful with these motherfuckers.
Yeah. So IBT got a question. This is two hands. I'm gonna shoot this one to you. He says, "Does the weight class you campaign in matter if you're ranking pound for pound?"
I wouldn't think so, because not for me, because my criteria work a little different. I base, for me, I base it off body of work. I base it off of activity. I base it off of accolades at the time. I basically look at what Canelo has been doing, whether he was at 175, 168, or 160. I mean, the nigga been putting in some mad work. I mean, he did go up to 175 and knock his ass all the way out. So it's like, I rate him high, and I understand where smoke's coming from as far as, the drug testing is concerned. But I mean, shit, people, but that's not then. This is now. You know what I mean?
Right. Mark, what you think about that?
Sorry, about which?
The question, I'll put it back up right quick. IBT said, does the weight class you campaign in matter if you're ranking pound for pound?
No, level of opposition in weight classes does, not the actual weight class itself.
Correct.
Okay. Y'all keep them coming now, because we ain't get IBT. Thanks for the question. This is a Q&A. We asking the questions. But damn, I had a question and I just lost it, man. All right. So Mark say, number 1, Canelo. Number 2, Lomachenko. Number 3, Inoue. He's got Crawford number 4. He's dropped down due to low-level welterweight opposition. Fair point. Pacquiao number 5. Usyk number 6. Ioka 7. Taylor 8. And better be. Wait a minute. Where did I get lost at?
You missed Estrada, number 4.
Oh, okay. Estrada, Pacquiao, Usyk, Ioka, Taylor, and better be. Now, that's a good list. I never really comprised the top 10. Boy, that's pretty good, Mark. But I think that list is totally acceptable to me. So, like, what do you guys think about that list? Anyone?
No, that's a great list. That's you know, if Mark wrote for something like for like Ring Magazine, right? I think that this would be the pound for pound list of this era to go with. And I think that these rankings, I don't think anybody, unless you were really like a fanboy waving pom-poms and buying like credit cards full of merchandise for these guys, you shouldn't have a problem with this, because this is absolutely correct.
You know what I like about this list right here? You got 3 guys on this list, in my opinion, that can bounce in the top 3 just like that. Like Taylor could go from 8 in the top 3. As soon as if he goes 4-belt unified with Jose Ramirez. Do y'all not agree? Could he not jump from 8 to the top 3? What y'all think about that? If Josh Taylor went 4-belt undisputed against Ramirez, he's already in the top 10. He's number 8. So if he goes on to go 4-belt undisputed, would that be enough to put him in the top 3?
For me, it'll probably move him to 4, because I would have to look at title defenses along with that. You know what I mean? Because you can win them, but you can lose them just as fast as you want them.
Okay, so title defenses as a criteria, you wouldn't put him in the top 3 yet. That's fair.
Exactly.
What about you, Mark? If Taylor beats Ramirez, do you move him within your top 3?
He doesn't go ahead of Crawford.
He doesn't go ahead of Crawford?
No, he can't do. Based on my criteria, it's impossible for me to put him ahead of him. Crawford's undisputed just like him, had more title defenses, been in more weight divisions. It'd be impossible for me to do that, even if I prefer his level of opposition. That'd be biased.
And why would Inoue and Lomachenko stay there?
Number of defenses, weight divisions, they've both been unified, they've both been Ring Magazine champions. Just an undisputed title versus all of that is kind of hard to differentiate. Inoue himself, he's made 9 title defenses. He's a 3-weight world champion. Taylor would only be becoming a 2-weight world. Kind of hard to compare it. Lomachenko kind of in the same mold. Fastest man to ever become a 3-weight world champion. But Kosoi, he's done that very quickly. He's done it in a short space of time. He's beaten more top 10 level opponents. He's beaten more world champions, former world champions. So it'll be very difficult to put anybody ahead of him.
Boom. And see, that is 100% respectable, bro. You can't just tell me, no, I have him here. Well, why? Now, if you can't understand why after that breakdown, like IBFP say, go smack yourself.
What up, man? I just want to answer. I just want to answer. Battle rifle. I mean, yeah, battle rifle. My man, I got Manny Pacquiao at
this one right here.
Yeah, I got Manny Pacquiao as the Grand Master of 147, my brother. That's higher than high.
As pound for pound.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, Pacquiao's my number 5. I got Spence at 4, Pacquiao at 5. My 3, my top 3 is like everybody else's top 3, right? But my 4 and 5 is are Spence and Pacquiao.
All right. Well, Pacquiao's at most 5. Mr. Two Hand, Battle Rifle said, why nobody got Pacquiao as pound for pound king?
I mean, I don't have him as pound for pound.
Yeah, because losing to Jeff
Hold
Horn.
on. Can you hear Mr. Two Hands?
I mean, I don't necessarily have him as pound for pound king because, you know, when the thing that happened with Jeff Horn, whatever happened with Jeff Horn, regardless of whatever it was, he didn't go back and defend it. And Terrence Crawford stepped up and got that. So you know, feel how you want to feel about that, L. I'm just saying he only held a regular belt as well for a while, even though he got the WBA right now. I'm just saying, I mean, I just don't like. He's still in my top. He's still in my top. He's still in my pound for pound, but he just isn't in my top because like I look at 3 other guys before I even look at him. You know, like, and I understand. And I think people kind of like rate him a little bit higher due to the fact that he's an 8 division champion and just the fact that he's 40. So it makes it a little bit of an anomaly. But for me, I don't put him in number 1.
Yeah, I don't either. Go ahead, Jedi.
Let me help. And I just wanted to help Mr. Two Hands with something right quick. Jeff Horn didn't want to fight in the States. He wanted that back in his hometown. That's why Pacquiao was like, nah, forget it. That's what happened.
Oh.
So what you think about? I mean, what about that question though? Is South Korea? You still in the building?
Yeah, I'm still in the building. I can't hear.
Yeah, South Korea, you've been silent, man. You know what? South Korea, comments be over your name, and like, damn, South Korea. So what do you think? Pound for pound king Pacquiao. How come nobody having pound for pound king? What you think?
Well, it's kind of a shocker to me. I can't hear everybody on the panel, so that is why I was a bit quiet for a while. But that's a bit of a shocker to me that people aren't including Pacquiao in their pound for pound. Because when I judge fighters, one of my main criteria is the fighter's opponents. There are a lot of the criteria that I hear people putting in when they're judging fighters is, to me, they have to be careful because it's if you're not looking at the opponents at some of the fight and looking how many bouts they did or how well they skipped around the ring, some of these criteria doesn't make a total judgment of the fighter to me. What judges a sport person or a sportsman in any sport or in any team game is your opponent, is the teams or the person that you if in boxing you fight or in soccer or whatever, it's the teams you play against that make you. So even when I heard one of our panel mentioned title defenses, if one of their criteria could be how many title defenses you had. Now, one fighter could have more title defenses than another fighter, but that's not like an integral criteria to me, because if I had 10 title defenses, but I had the defenses against people who were not supposed to beat me, opponents from a weak division who didn't stand up to being proper opponents for me, then your title defenses, I don't know if I could use that to judge how good a fighter you are. For me, it is down to I am looking at who your opponents were over your career, how good your opponents were. That is what I use to judge who is the best in any sport, whether it's a team game or it's an individual thing. You and I had a conversation one time, D, about, and I used an analogy. I wasn't on, but I was doing in the comments, so I didn't get to explain myself properly or defend my position properly. And we were talking about basketball, and if the reason why I gave Chicago Bulls a lot of ratings during their time, it wasn't because of criteria like who could jump highest or who had the best dribble or anything like that. What I looked at was the teams that Chicago Bulls were playing against at the time, the opponents that they were playing against at the time. right? And how they came through those competition. If it was a weak division, if it was a weak NBA, and the teams weren't very good, then I have to look at that. But I think Chicago Bulls were playing against monsters, so I rate them highly. So it doesn't matter. The secondary things doesn't matter. Your opponents matter to me, and I think Manny Pacquiao. If you check Manny Pacquiao's opponents, we could research it. Manny Pacquiao had fought credible opponents, very credible. Like 90% of his career, he's been fighting credible opponents. So I think Pacquiao should be in there, should be somewhere in there.
That's valid. I mean, that's fair. Look, Boxing Jedi says none in this era will beat Manny comfortably. Now, I'm going to go first, and I want to go around. I want to get y'all thoughts on this because this is interesting. I say potentially that could be true, but maybe not. And I'll break down why I say that. I think that Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, hell, maybe even Danny Garcia or Ugas could beat him comfortably if Manny Pacquiao ages that night. Because any night, let's remember, any night, Father Time can creep up on this man. And if it happens in a fight with one of these, higher level welterweights, I think Manny gets beat and he gets beaten badly, if it catches up to him. Especially if it's against like a Crawford or a Spence, depending on how Spence's chin is. If he ages in a fight with these guys, come on, man. Even a Sean Porter, the way he bull rushes at you, if he ages in a fight with those guys, then yeah, they'll beat him comfortably. Very comfortably, may even stop him. If they beat him up and stop him, I think that's pretty comfortable. But if it's the Manny that we seen versus Keith Thurman, then I agree. Nah, none of them beat him comfortably. So, Mark.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Smoke. Go ahead.
I was just going to say something quickly, right? Listen to some of Manny Pacquiao's top opponents. So he's fought some legends. Listen, Oscar De La Hoya, Juan Manuel Marquez, Marco Antonio Barrera, Mikel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Eric Morales, Ricky Hatton. This guy, when you're going to judge a pound for pound and how good a fighter is, or how good any sportman is, I think the primary criteria has to be down to his opponents, right? We have to look at the guys that Manny Pacquiao have been fighting, and he's still here, ready to fight Crawford, ready to fight Spence, right? Ready to take on the best of them, right? He ended Broner's career. Now we can laugh and say Broner whatever, but before Broner got his losses, he was one of the top names in that division, right? So and Manny Pacquiao late in his career came and did what he did, and is still doing what he's doing. Look at his opponents. We can't. I think I had Manny Pacquiao in my top 10 and very close to number 1.
And again, with that criteria you have, that's respectable, bro. I don't think anybody will argue with that. That's a good criteria, and we got to just keep in mind that everybody else have their own criteria too. But I do respect what you're saying on that. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, I mean, and I think looking at the opponents is a fine way to judge. Level of competition definitely should be there because that's really, there's a history and a tradition behind pound for pound, and part of it is the opposition that you face, but another part of it is also the skills that you have, right? And to see if those skills can translate. And the issue with just looking at a guy is just saying a name doesn't tell you where they are in their career, right? You can say Eric Morales, but Eric Morales that Pacquiao faced is not the Eric Morales that Danny Garcia faced, right? It's still Eric Morales. And one of the biggest knocks on Rocky Marciano, like, yes, he has a all-star list of opponents, but what stage were their careers? Like, he got ball spot Joe Louis, right? He didn't get Joe Louis in a prime Joe Louis, but he still gets Joe Louis on his record.
All right. Well, I mean, it's the same with Floyd.
Well, he's got Joe Louis, Archie Moore, and Ezra Charles on his record.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. A virtual who's who of should be in the senior citizens home and not fighting.
I mean, again, Floyd has a lot of guys on his resume that was up there. So this happens. And he, his claims to, at least Floyd's claims to being the greatest ever, and he's not trying to hear anything anybody has to say, has to do with the names on his resume. But Floyd's not accounting where they were in his career. So, I mean, this happens, bro.
True.
It's either you're going to have it on your criteria of who they fought and the names, period, or you're not. But if that's your criteria and, and you keep it consistent, I believe that your list is valid. That's just how I look at it. And it's reasonable. Like, for somebody to say, well, he has this person, he was a Hall of Famer. Okay, that's reasonable. But if somebody say, oh, he have this person on there because he beat Sean Porter, man, get the fuck out of here. That's not a reasonable criteria just because he beat Sean Porter. It has to be a reasonable criteria. So if it's reasonable, I'm not going to argue. You know what I mean?
The reason why I say that none of these guys, except for guys that are actually fighting correctly, like Crawford, and the reason why I say none of the other guys beat them comfortably is because these guys ain't even fighting each other. And in Crawford's case, we all see they're scared of Crawford. You know what I'm saying? This is why Manny Pacquiao said, "You want fight? Okay, I fight you. Ready? You ready, Freddy?" So this is why, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna get this fight going on. You know what I mean? So it's like, if these guys were active and they will fight each other 2-3 times and then actually fighting their top ranked contenders if they were champions, but we're not seeing this. And even if they were contending against each other, I want your spot, and we don't get that type of competitiveness anymore in here. The only way we do is if they agree, okay, well, here's 10 million, here's 20 million, and they didn't even fight. Like, you know what I mean? Anything to their work ethic is not even equal to the bank accounts that they're getting.
See, for me, man, growing up, at my early fights, my experience with boxing, it was 2 belts, and guys in the top 10 fought each other on their way up. So by the time they got to the top, they had already beaten the guys behind. They faced them, so you knew who was the best. Now there's 4 divisions, and the guys at the top didn't fight their way to the top. They bought their way to the top and politicked their way to the top. So even once they're at the top, who's to say whether or not one of the guys in the top 10 could beat them because they haven't faced them at all? So while we're looking at these champs and calling them the best, it's the best based on what? It's the best on the sanctioning bodies telling us that these are the best available that aren't even fighting each other.
Yep, and that's my beef with boxing today.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Battle rifle. Here's a question for the panel. Q&A. Battle rifle says, is Floyd better than Ali? Battle rifle, better in what way? This is what I have to because if you ask me, do Floyd have better punch resistance than Ali? If you ask me, did Floyd beat the tougher opponents than Ali? If you ask better at what? Because Ali beat tougher opponents than Floyd, so he was better at beating tougher opponents. So what was he, what can we can't really measure them. You're talking about a welterweight at best versus a heavyweight. That's number one. Then Ali, with Ali, when we talk about stardom, Ali was a world star too. He may have not cashed in like Floyd, but let's not forget about his star power and what he meant worldwide. So better at what? At what?
Ali cashed in. I don't know if it was Mayweather. The way Mayweather did adjusted for.
If Floyd is a better boxer than Ali.
But again, in what way though? Then I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but like, you know what I mean?
You can't compare.
I think that Floyd Mayweather is probably a more complete fighter, but that's
Yeah.
generally true for all of the lower weight classes versus the heavyweights.
Boxing
So
I would say he's more well-rounded than Ali, but it's a lot of things Ali was superior to Floyd at, regardless of what anybody thinks. Floyd was, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things Ali was superior to Floyd at. So, you know,
yeah, this is why.
I don't
This
even,
is why I say.
Sorry.
This is why I say. I'm sorry. This is why I say, D, that you can't really compare these two. You can't compare the two. First of all, totally different weight class. I understand if it was in the same weight class. Two totally different styles. You know what I mean? Ali hardly used defense. He would, you know, his defense was moving out the way punches as the Floyd catches him with his shoulder. As well as Ali, I think Ali was a much more complete fighter because this man would headhunt. He never went to the body, and to do that is very hard, especially big, fast men in his era. You know what I mean? As to Floyd Mayweather, we all seen the stipulations and everything. Ali has never had a stipulation, never. He didn't even fold to the army when they took his title. And what did he do? He came back and did what he had to do. So, you know, with me, I think it's two different situations. But this is just my boxing opinion, gentlemen.
yeah, and and we go right back to the
best
go ahead.
boxer ever and the greatest boxer ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
There is definitely a difference between the best and the greatest, and
I think we're making with this conversation. That's where I think this argument would go if it should be had, because one could argue that one boxer is the best ever in terms of his prowess with executing boxing skills, but then another fighter could be the greatest or the greatest boxer, but not necessarily the best boxer, because I can't think there's a greater boxer than Muhammad Ali.
Go ahead, Corey. I was laughing at a comment. Go ahead, fam.
Yeah. I say I can't think of a greater boxer than Muhammad Ali.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I could understand if people will argue that probably he's not the best proponent of boxing, of what boxing skills are supposed to be, because Ali held a lot, you know, and Ali did a lot of showmanship in the ring and that kind of thing. But you can't question his greatness. I don't know if Ali though is a better boxer than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is crisp. He has, when he's executing boxing skills, if you want to teach a youth how to box, I don't know if you're going to watch, if you're going to want to show him a Muhammad Ali set of clips or a Floyd Mayweather set of clips. Because if I'm teaching a youth to box and I make him watch Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle with the rope-a-dope,
right,
he won that fight. It was probably one of the biggest fights in the world. But I question those skills.
But
I don't know if I would encourage you to go on the rope and allow himself to be.
But Croy, let me ask you this: what if you show them films of Cassius Clay?
What if I show them films of Cassius Clay?
Yeah. The jab, the way he used to move around the ring, you showing them boxing skills. Like, you showing him skills.
Yeah, he had a lot of skills then. And if I'm teaching you, probably I could show him a young Muhammad Ali, which is a Cassius Clay. But if he had sustained that, because when it comes to when he's fighting his tough opponents now, he had to ditch some of those more aesthetic kind of style. And but Floyd kept his aesthetics fighting everybody.
Yeah, they were just totally different, and that's why it's hard to compare these two, because Floyd's hands got soft, so Floyd adapted on his defensive skills and elusiveness later in his career, where Ali got older and he utilized rope-a-dope. So they went like total different paths when they got older. They used totally different techniques once they got older in the ring, and that's something that people have to account for. And this is why it's hard to compare these two guys. Battle Rock with another interesting question. As a career, does he have better accolades as a boxer? He's talking about this is still Ali and Floyd. Smoke, what you think? You there, Smoke? All right, well,
I think he went to take a shit.
Yeah. Smoke.
I'll put it down. I'll put it down to this: like Floyd, he's obviously done more in multiple weight divisions than Ali. He's had a couple more title defenses. Ali is the first three-time lineal heavyweight champion of the world, undisputed. Floyd never achieved undisputed. Interestingly enough, Ali did it multiple times. Ali currently has more Hall of Famers beaten on his list. Floyd has more champions. So if you want to break it down like that, cool. How about you ask me the question probably 55, 56 years from now? And let's see how many people all across the world are still calling Floyd the greatest or the best ever.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
That's an accolade when people 60 years, 1962 now, 60 years, people are still calling Muhammad Ali the greatest of all time.
Where's that, Johnny Boy?
Johnny Boy said Ali had a pair of testicles and beat great fighters in their prime. That simple.
Those are facts, though. Johnny, you son of a bitch, you crazy bastard, you.
Yeah, that about sums it up. That was the best. He had a pair of balls and beat the great fighter. It's good stuff, Johnny Boy. Orlando Chavez. He said, whose career would you rather have, Pacquiao's or Floyd's? Well, it is a Q&A. We went through this before, but I'll say my opinion personally was Floyd. And my reason that I said Floyd was I looked at it from the aspect of I appreciate the love and endearment from the people and the fans. But one thing we do know about fans in sports, and it's historically the same, fans will turn on you at the drop of a dime. So when I said Floyd, I never considered the love and the respect and admiration of the fans, because I hear that from a lot of people. What I considered was the fact that I didn't get my brains beaten as nearly as much. I fought 24 less fights as of now, just as of now, and I earned quadruple the money that this dude earned. So as a career, I would have rather had Floyd's. That was my answer to that. So anybody else could go next. Whose career would you rather have, Jedi?
I'd fuck with Manny Pacquiao's career, simply to do the 8th division and then to win titles now from young guys and to still be out there, as to Floyd just doing Vegas sideshows and stuff, knowing that he could still be prime in this era. You know what I mean? And then obviously it would have been nice to have Floyd in there, because then we would have got a super hugfest fight number 2 between him and Pacquiao, and God knows how different that fight would have been. But you know, it is what it is, you know. But I definitely would have went with Pacquiao's career, definitely.
Okay. South Croy.
Well, call me dollar sign, but Floyd. For the money. For the money.
For the money. All right, ain't no wrong with that. Unrivaled.
I mean, both guys made a lot of money. When you start making 100 million plus in your career, it doesn't really matter at that stage for me. If I made 100 million, it wouldn't matter if I have 100 or 500 million. I think I'd rather have more fans call me the greatest fighter of the last 50, 60 years, and more people call Manny the greatest fighter of the last 60 years than people call Floyd. So.
Okay. And get this smoke, Floyd or Manny?
Floyd, easy. I love watching Floyd fight. Floyd made a ton of money, and everybody's doing the shoulder roll.
Well, there you go. answer to your question.
One other thing. I don't want to be put to sleep on TV.
Oh, that's cold, Smoke. That was below the belt.
The low blow.
Pun intended. Look, so battle rifle with another question. And I don't think this is for me, but I just felt compelled to answer this. Hell motherfucking yeah, battle rifle.
Yes, 100%, bro. 100%. Me too.
Yeah,
Me too,
my daughter going to scoop it up all day long. Let me tell you something. Joel and Ellie and the whole goddamn. I love this fucking game. That game is a game and a movie all in one, bro. I love it. Yes. And Mark says yes to that also. I don't know if the rest of the panel know about it, but obviously Mark, he know that game fucking awesome.
100%, man. That's cinematography.
Yo,
in a
I'm
game.
not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie, man. One of my dogs pissed on my Xbox One, this was about 3 months ago, and I decided to just leave gaming and just hit my dioramas, now. So it's like I retired from gaming about 3 months ago, man. And it's sad because they got some badass shit going on, but for some reason, I have more brain capacity in my life. I'm dead ass, bro. Like, yo, I can think now. Like, if video games are for you guys, no doubt, do you think? But me, like, that was a sign. Once my dog pissed on my Xbox One that I carelessly left on the ground, I should have put it up on its stool, but I didn't. And so I just left it alone. I got mad games to sell right now, son. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just getting my figures and my diorama making, man. But yeah, man, get that game. The first one was hot. The first one was sick.
All right. Question from Johnny Boy. He said, "Thanks for coming through, Mark." He said, Josh Greer tried doing the shoulder roll the other night. Smoke, how'd that work out? I think I want the whole panel to answer this. Smoke, you first, since it was directed to you.
Yeah, it worked out just as well as Manny Pacquiao not having any defense.
Oh, I thought you should do a shot back. I like. Okay. Ooh, Johnny Boy, Smoke went below the belt again. But look, I'm gonna say it didn't work out at all for him. But what I do like, I will say this, in defense of Josh Greer. Now how these people go out and they say all of this foolishness about why they lost and all of that. Did y'all hear what Josh Greer said? When Josh Greer said, "Man, I lost." You know what I mean? So I just gotta get better. I'm gonna be back. That's what you do in boxing. You get better off your
shoulder roll. His shoulder roll was made in Taiwan, son.
Yeah. That's what your answer is. The shoulder roll was made in Taiwan. South Korea, what do you think about Josh Greer's shoulder roll?
Listen, man. Floyd,
true though, that shit was made in Taiwan, son.
These guys, yeah, that's a big joke. But you see, that's what I'm talking about, man. Look at Floyd Mayweather, skillful boy. You can't just do what you see Floyd Mayweather do. The great fighters make things look easy. Don't try to do some things you see some of these great sports guys do, sportsmen do, and women, because they make the most difficult skill seem like routine.
Right. Yeah.
You understand? So you can jump up and try something that you see Jordan do or some guys do, you break your neck. Because they do it, but because of their abilities and because of the way they practice and the time they put in. That is why I rate the boy Floyd. That's why I rate that boy. That boy do some things in boxing that when these little plebs try them, they're going to get them, they're not going to succeed. Because the great ones make the hardest skill in the sport look easy. Boom.
Facts. And Mark says, so much respect to Josh Greer for accepting his loss, man, the way he did. Kid is classy. For sure. And that's what I was saying, bro. Like, if y'all didn't hear, go listen to him. You like, with all of these people losing and you hear these stupid excuses, and I'm not even going to talk about Wilder because he's not the only one. You know, look at Adrian Broner. Man, y'all know I beat that boy. No, you didn't, you idiot. No, you didn't. You didn't beat him. You know what I mean? So when, look at Jamel Charlo. Get up on there. I'm not good at taking losses. And start dropping tears. You a fighter. Buck up, punk. Stop crying. See, when a man stand up there in front of the cameras and he say, "Man, I lost. I got to get better. I want to get better. I'm gonna come back." That's what fighters do. You gotta respect that shit, bro. You gotta respect that. That's what I like to see in fighters. I like to see them take it on the chin and keep it moving, bro. That's what you're supposed to do as a fighter, in my opinion. Take it on the chin, keep it moving.
Man, that's what we grew up seeing was fighters walk away with the L like men and then come back and take that L as a lesson and whoop their ass. And even if they lost the second fight, they did much better than they did in the first. And we right there, that alone builds their stock with us fans, knowing, damn, he went out the first time and now he went out on his shield the second time. So it's like, I got to stay following this dude because, he's got skill. He'll do it, and that's basically how we look at fighters that are like that, man. You know what I mean? Like when Shakur Stevenson, remember when he was crying when he was younger, when he lost his first fight? Remember? He started crying and shit. And that shit broke my heart, dog.
Right.
I was like, damn, bro, somebody hugged this kid, dog. Like, I wish Mike Tyson would have came out of nowhere and just hugged him and, you know what I'm saying, gave him some smoke to calm him down. It would have been awesome, man. But, stuff like that is heartbreaking, but I can't stand the delusional ones. The ones like Adrian Broner. I beat that boy. Boy, you only threw 8 punches around, dog. What you talking about? Meanwhile, you look at Manny Pacquiao was throwing like 52 to 100 punches to your face, dog. What are you talking about?
All right. So we got Lawrence Williams says, Greer, this is a question and it's a Q&A. So he said, Greer rarely used the shoulder roll in the piano fight. Did y'all watch the fight or highlights? Some. Mama answer that first, and then I'll move on. We got another question from Boxing Virus. So my answer to that question, Lawrence, is, did you listen to our comments? Because really, it was really a joke from Johnny Boy. He was taking a shot at Smoke, and then Smoke took a shot back at Johnny Boy with the Pacquiao shit. So it was really a joke, but we didn't really, Johnny Boy, we didn't really, I don't think the shoulder roll was an issue in that fight. Yeah, I watched the fight. It wasn't an issue. I agree with you on that. Jedi, what you think? You didn't really, what was it about the shoulder roll? I mean, just to answer this question, you're on mute, dog.
That was my bad, fellas, my bad. I was saying, when he was initiating it, he was just getting tagged. I mean, that's just basically what I went off of. Otherwise than that, I think he fought pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I think if he came back, I think if he came back, he would definitely fight brilliantly the second time, son.
I think that the way you take a loss matters, and I think his mindset will help him improve. That's what I'll say about Josh Greer. So, what you think, Smoke?
Hopefully, the loss will improve his haircut. And let's see.
It's a haircut, son.
And yeah, he made his adjustments too late.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. South Croy, what you think?
Really, he didn't recognize that the guy he was fighting couldn't fight going backwards till he got knocked down twice. So,
all right, I got you. South Croy, what you think?
Quick response to Lawrence Williams, right?
Right.
Even to Lawrence Williams, even in your comment, Mr. Williams, you said rarely. That's that keyword. You said rarely used. That means he did use it, and that so he actually used it. So you don't argue as if he didn't use it. Johnny Boy didn't say he used it every second of the fight. And your comment is saying almost the same thing we're saying. We're just saying that when he used it, he didn't look like somebody who perfected it, and that is where he was getting a bit of shade. So we weren't wrong at all, sir. And by your account, we weren't wrong because you said Greer rarely use it, which means he did use it. Probably not, but he did.
Get him, Croy. Let him know. No, I'm just fucking around. No, I like that.
It's all fun and games.
Hey, Croy. Hey, Croy. Hey, say Croy. Say Croy.
Yes, sir.
Check this out.
Yes, sir.
Well, hold on, real quick.
Go to your court.
Byron, real quick. Let me read this. Johnny Boy with the super chat. Johnny Boy said, "Hey, Smoke." To forget to mention how Floyd had his baby mom Oh, come on, Johnny. Well, I had to read it though. We can debate that.
Oh no.
I had to read it. All right. Let me go back to
That's a bit taboo.
Boxing Virus question, guys. Boxing Virus says, since you're a Teofimo fan, I'm gonna answer this one last. I want to get you guys' opinion on this. But he says, since you're a Teofimo fan, do you think he should develop the Philly shell and the shoulder roll or abandon it altogether? Smoke, I want to get your idea on that. And then I'll go around Smoke, South Croy, Jedi, and then I'll answer last. What do you think, Smoke?
I think that he should definitely continue to work on it. He's a baby in the ring. Like by the time he's, give him 5 years, let's see what it looks like.
Yeah, Mark, I see that comment. You're exactly right. I knew it, bro. I should have went with him and I didn't. But Croy, what you think? Should he develop the Philly shell and shoulder roll or abandon it altogether? Teofimo.
No, he's young. What he'll realize is that the shoulder roll is a harder skill than he thought at first. But if he's young, he has time. So if he's willing to practice, because if he asks Floyd Mayweather, the reason why Floyd does it so apparently easily, it's because of his ethics with training. Floyd trains hard and trains every day. So it's practice that gets you to do these skills like second nature. It becomes muscle memory if you practice. So that is why I was saying you can't just see top athletes execute certain skills and just get up and think you can go and execute it. It takes days and minutes and hours and weeks of practice. So he's young enough. He doesn't have to abandon it, but he needs to be conscious that he can't just execute it without practicing. Yeah. So he can keep it, but he must practice. He must understand that it's not just going to come like that. He has to practice it.
Fair enough.
Some older fighters would have to ditch it. I know a few fighters who can't learn them skills at this stage in their career, but he could. He's young enough.
I got you. Jedi, what do you think?
I think he should learn the Philly shell as well and just keep the high guard and use it in variations and in spots, like when he's at the corner and against the ropes and he has to give him just one dimension, you know what I'm saying? Instead of the high guard, I think that Philly shell would do wonders for him when he's backed up against the ropes or on a corner where he can just give the guy one angle instead of giving him his full angle. The high guard he can keep in the middle of the ring, like I said, I don't think he should abandon it. He should just work on it and put it in and use it in variations. That's what I think.
All right. Well, I'm going to say this. That's my boy, Teofimo the Taker. So, here's the thing. When you look at Teofimo and what he does in the ring, I think that a lot of people miss the other things that he do to set these knockouts out. To set these knockouts up, to set them up. He does not have to rely at all on the shoulder roll. Yeah, he utilizes it sometimes, and he might not be the greatest, but that is not even, in my opinion, the height of what he does in that ring. So I kind of agree with Croy and Jedi in combination that if he wants to use it, then do what it takes to develop it and put it in your toolbox, so to speak.
Yeah.
But continue to build on the things you do best, and the shoulder roll is just not it.
Yeah.
So that's what I think about the shoulder roll. You know what I mean? Willie Williams, we'll go to Willie Williams. He says, who would have won if Manny fought Canelo a year or two after Floyd? Very interesting question. Smoke, you got two on the screen. All right, Smoke, I'm going to let you answer this first so I can kick the other Smoke off. You there, Smoke? There you go. All right, I'll kick this one off.
It's Smoke and Smokey.
All right, Smoke, what do you think? Who would have won if he fought him a year or two after? All right, South Croy. Smoke
There's no point. There's no point when Floyd Mayweather was a champion that Manny Pacquiao would have been able to beat him. Not ever.
No. Smoke, you're missing the question. You are totally missing the question.
What?
Who would have won if Manny fought Canelo a year or two after Floyd did? If Manny fought Canelo a year or two after Floyd did, who would have won?
What year was that? Geez, like 2013, something like that. 2013, 2014. A year after that was when Manny fought Floyd. No, that was ass whooping. I don't. I think Floyd. I think Manny could have given him some trouble with his movement, but I think Canelo is good enough at cutting the ring off. And it would have been a good fight, but I think Canelo would have won that one.
All right. Let's start. I mean, yeah, I can see that. South Croy, what you think?
I agree with Smoke on this one. I think after Canelo fight, I think nobody beats Canelo after he fights Floyd. I think it's going to be hard to beat Canelo now after Floyd, because I thought he learned something from that fight, and he added stuff to his armory, and he learned a lot. So I think it would always be hard to beat Canelo after he fought Floyd. So I say Canelo.
Jedi.
I have to disagree with you guys wholeheartedly, respectfully, and professionally. At the time, Canelo was green. Okay, Canelo was very green. This is why Floyd Mayweather decided to do the pickings. Manny Pacquiao was already elite. Him and Floyd were the top dogs. And Manny would have outpointed Canelo, without a doubt. He definitely would have outpointed Canelo. Canelo, I mean, you got to look at his skill set at the time, especially when you had the two masters up there, which was Floyd and Manny. Now, like I said, Floyd made him look silly. Manny would have basically put hands on the guy, lumped him up, and made him look stupid. I don't think a knockdown would have occurred on Manny's side. Never that. I don't think that would have happened. But he definitely would have touched him up. He probably would have given him a bit of a Margarito / I would have to say / Sugar Shane Mosley type touching. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, this is Manny Pacquiao we're talking about here.
My man DT3 Boom Man in the building. Boom, who would have won? If Manny fought Canelo a year or two after Floyd, who would have won that fight between Manny and Canelo? You there, Boom?
Hold up. Okay, there we go. I picked Canelo. Canelo too big. Manny don't have the defense that Floyd got. I think even Floyd said that Manny's footwork was very nice when they fought. He said his footwork was better than what he thought it was. So I think his footwork may get him some brownie points with Canelo here or there. But Canelo size, Canelo use of the jab, body punching, and I just think Manny defense is not as on par as Floyd, and I think he'll be there for a lot of punches that Floyd wasn't there for. So with that being said, I think he could possibly, especially after seeing what Marquez did to him, because Canelo is good at countering. If he time him right, Canelo could stop Manny in a sense if he times him right. If he gets his timing down, he'd catch him because Canelo is really good at counter punching. He's really good at that's what he does. It's counter punching. So I got Canelo beating.
Yeah, see, Boone, that was the same thing because that was what I was thinking. Like, I think if I have the timeline right in my head, he's asking, can the Pacquiao that Marquez knocked out beat Canelo? And I don't think so. Because if he's saying it's the year or two after Floyd beat Canelo, that would be the Pacquiao that knocked out that Marquez knocked out. So
right, and that
Marquez is knocking him out. If not Marquez is knocking him out, I definitely think Canelo's going to knock him out. That's at 154. It's a bigger weight class. It's yeah.
Well, 152 was a catch weight.
Exactly. That would listen. That would be the same Canelo that got tagged up by Lara. Let's not forget this now. Yeah, I'm saying.
Was Lara catch weight? Was Lara catch weight?
It would have been catch weight with Canelo too. So what's your point?
No. I'm saying it was when Canelo fought Lara. Was that a catch weight?
Yeah, but when Pacquiao fought Marquez, was that a catch?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's at a lower weight class.
I'm just saying you still compare fights. He's comparing the Lara fight. You're comparing the Marquez fight. So
right. That's what I'm saying. I'm asking. And he said,
so right. Relevant. I'm just that's irrelevant to the point.
Yeah, no, he brought up catch weights, and what I'm asking, I don't know that the catch weight is applicable for this circumstance. The Canelo that faced.
He didn't bring it up. I was the one who said it was 152 catch weight. He didn't bring that up when he said this. That was me.
Okay. So the question is, if the Canelo that faced Lara beat the Pacquiao that faced Marquez, right? Yeah. So I think the answer to that would be yeah.
All right. Well, Johnny boy, what you think?
Well, yeah, you talking about a year or two after Canelo fought Floyd. You talking about the Pacquiao that fought Algieri in the Bradley rematch and that kind of shit. So yeah, but I mean, it would have been a good fight, but yeah, I'd probably and that's when Canelo was starting to bloom and Pacquiao was kind of starting to, fall off the wagon a little bit there. So if at that point in time, I would pick Canelo at that point in time. But it's still. I mean, I'm not saying he'd murk him, but I would probably, if I was betting on it, I'd probably go with Canelo. So.
All right. Well, yeah, I would say Canelo too. Many of the things Johnny would point out, Smoke. I agree. I just think Canelo's size was too much, and again, Smoke made a good point. You got to think about the power factor. If Marquez is sleeping him like that, if Canelo touch him, bro, and then think about this too. Canelo would have dug to Manny Pacquiao's body. He would have dug to that body, and we got to remember, bro, Pacquiao was no boxer. He wasn't the boxer Floyd was. Floyd beat Canelo, even though Canelo was bigger, because he was the boxer that he is. Pacquiao was not that type of boxer. So I think at the size difference, it would have taken that type of boxer to beat that Canelo. And Pacquiao wasn't that kind of guy. So I don't think that he would have.
Yeah, but can we put the big that he's too big, comment to rest? Because I mean, come on now. Did you guys forget about Margarito, who was way bigger than Canelo? That's what I'm saying. Like, come on now. Hold on. I understand that you're riding off of coattails now. It's not what Canelo did now. It's what Canelo was doing then and what Pacquiao was doing now. Like Johnny Boy said, he fought Algieri, he fought Bradley, and on the decline. How do you figure? He only got off a couple of months and then came right back. He retired a couple of months, came right back on and won a strap again. So I like I said, man, I mean, I know it's just a little debate we're having here, but you guys are leaving a lot out on Pacquiao, talking about that, that Canelo's too big. But if you put Margarito next to Canelo and Manny Pacquiao destroying, now I'm not talking about the skill set here. We're talking about that he was big, so we can't put that he's too big shit, because I've seen little guys beat the shit out of big guys, which Manny Pacquiao's been doing, because Manny Pacquiao in every fight he has is always the smaller man. Always the smaller man.
What Manny is not going to Margarito fought at? What's the maximum weight Margarito ever fought at? He was like a career super. Yeah, he was like a career super welter, right? Or welter. Canelo is a career.
We've been through this, GTS. We've been through with the body size mass already. We already know here. So you guys.
Yeah, I'm saying the guy was able to fight at 175. So when you're saying when you're comparing the Canelo side,
he's able to fight now at 175. But I'm talking about the Canelo then. That's what we're talking. This is exactly why I said when I talk about the Canelo now, I'm talking about the Canelo then.
Yeah, but the Canelo then, but the Pacquiao
for the Canelo then. So you compare
hold on.
The Canelo then, his skill set, I'm not talking about him.
And you breaking up, Boom.
You broke up, bro.
Jedi's got a point, though.
Yeah, well, no. Next question, guys. Next question. I don't want to turn that into just a Q&A.
Hey, D.
Not a Q and debate. hold on, right quick, John. What's up, Johnny? What's up?
No, I was just gonna say real quick. I got hit with this one on the stream last night. I thought it was a good one, so I wanted the fucking little fantasy fight. Real quick. Just the court. Yeah, I got this one. Fucking.
Well, you go first then. We go first. Let me read the question first. Ayov says, who would have won between Vlad and Vitaly if they fought? I think Vitaly would have stopped him. So, Johnny boy, you go ahead and answer that one first. We'll go around.
All right.
We'll come back
I got Vitaly. The big brother always beats the little brother, bro. Yeah. Come on.
All right. Smoke. Vitaly, Vlad.
I think Vlad would have won by probably Vitaly retiring because something would have broke, either his heart or his shoulder or his hand or something like that.
Wow.
So, Jedi, who you got, Vlad or Vitaly?
I'm gonna pass, man, because I'm mad at them two faggots for not fighting, man. I hate this brothers don't fight brothers and boxing shit. I hate this fucking with Tim Bradley and Crawford. Oh, that's my boy. I'll never fight. No, fuck that shit.
The friendship thing I can understand, but the brothers,
no. Listen, man, this is a sport, bro. If y'all want to be family, then wait on. You know what I'm saying? Don't be in boxing. But if you're in boxing and you're competing, and there's a possibility you're in the same weight class and you're holding titles here, you my brother and everything. We fought when we were younger. We gonna hit each other as men now for the love of boxing and our family. There's no, you know.
I don't know, because it's like when you fighting, I would assume when you in that ring fighting, I did a lot of fighting in the streets, right? So I would assume when you in that ring fighting, like it's almost like this killer be killed mentality. And I just can't have that mentality with my brother. And I think to a certain extent, and you don't have that kill or be killed mentality, then you might get fucked up. So,
all right, let me ask you a question. If your brother ever stole any of your games,
in the ring with my brother.
All right, but if your brother
basketball against my brother, I can beat him at that, no harm, no foul. But this is like going in there trying to fuck my brother up.
I'm just saying. You ever fought your brother when you were younger with the hands? You ever punched each other in the face for real? So then the problem here is that doing it in a sport makes even more sense. Then you punch them in the face for stupid shit. In the sport of boxing, it makes even more sense. There's money, is a legacy, and you know what I'm saying? I mean,
here's the difference, bro. When we did that shit as kids, we was kids, and that's what little brothers do. As a grown man with sense in my head, I can't have that kill or be killed mentality with my brother, dog. Not because of what we did when we was kids. I just can't do that. And
maybe not you.
100 fucking street fights. I can't physically want to go at my brother like that. And I think,
but maybe not.
You're not like that in the ring, you could lose if you're not like that in the ring.
Like I said, maybe not you. But I know a lot of dudes who are 20, 25, even now 30, 40 that fight their brothers. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. So it makes even more sense that if you guys are in a sport, you know what I'm saying? It's you have to be competitive. Now, whether they want to go full force on each other or back and pull punches, that's on them. It ain't gonna look as good in the fight. It ain't gonna be considered a fight. But I just see it like that. I see that siblings in sports are competing in combat sports. And if y'all got titles and if y'all holding and you know what I'm saying, because look what they've done. They held up the division for a minute for not fighting each other. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like it's got to be done. It's just my opinion. But if I'll give you an answer. I would have went for Vitaly. I went for Vitaly.
All right. Who didn't? South Croy. Who did Vitaly or Vlad?
I think Vitaly, the bigger brother. I never thought Vlad was a strong mental. Was strong with psychologically. I think he's weak. They have a bigger brother, littler brother relationship. Not only in age, but even when Klitschko, even when Vlad lost to AJ, the bigger brother said he wanted to go in the ring to fight AJ for beating his brother. So there is that bigger brother, littler brother mentality, and I don't think Klitschko, I don't think Vlad could overcome that. And he couldn't overcome it with Tyson. Tyson played the mind games on him. He sat in the, I don't know if you know the story with him and Tyson sitting in the sauna, and Tyson outsteered him and he had to leave out of the sauna. So and Tyson even said that was where he thought that he was going to win the fight, because he saw that he was mentally stronger than Vlad. So I never thought Vlad was very strong mentally, and he couldn't get over the barrier. I think Vitaly would beat him down.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jay Blues in the building. What do you think, Jay Blues? Vlad or Vitaly?
Man, for real. Every time little brother lost, big brother came out the cave on some destroy revenge type shit. Like, if somebody get little Vlad, you better believe big fucking Vitaly gonna come out that cave and whoop you. Like, he gonna chase you around the earth until you fucking give him his shot. Like Ross Purdy, he would have whooped Layman Brewster if Layman Brewster didn't go and fight that crazy Russian that fucked his eye out. Like, he was just half of himself in that Vlad rematch. So he let little brother go ahead and sweep up them crumbs. But dude, he jumped on Corey Sanders. Corey Sanders' next fight was Vitaly, bro. That's one of my favorite fights of all time. So for real, he's got like, when I got a picture on my desktop of when Corey Sanders slept Vlad, and the first knockdown, Vlad looked like he was dead. His head was to the side and shit. It's a close-up picture of Vitaly ringside, looking like he's crying. He's screaming and crying. He's going, nah! Like, he's got a undying love for his brother. He would have never fought him, bro.
All right. But if they did fight, who wins?
Anybody who tries to dog Vladimir out, like, without a manual, you're going to dog him out. Like, even with the manual, you might even dog him out. So Vitaly would dog him out, man. But Vladimir does have better technique. He does have a leaping left hook. But come on, man. Vitaly is... Big brother always wins. He's got that destroy mentality. That kill or be killed, like you said.
I think Vitaly would be beating himself up for thinking about beating up his little brother. That's the way Vitaly rolled. And not only that, his body was held together by a spit and a prayer. So it was liable to give out on him at any moment, from the amateurs. So
yeah, I go big brother too. Either way, I'm not even gonna break it down. Y'all broke it down enough. He said, Mark, what's up? Mark said, didn't they promise their mother? Come on, y'all. Yeah, man. Like and then AL said, this is combat sports. They could die. These men are 6. That's what I'm saying. Like, there is that element too. You could kill the man in the ring across from you. You gonna take that risk against your brother?
That's Jedi. He don't give a damn. He just want to see the
field. Bro. Just like I told Boxing Virus, Piece of Boxing Virus, and AOBZ. I've competed, Buran kickboxing against cousins, dog. Against cousins. I'm talking about blood cousins. It's a sport. If he got something I want that's gonna help me progress in my career at that time, I'm coming to get you. Afterwards, we could be family. I'll kiss your stitches for you. I'll tell my aunt I'm sorry like I did, but it's a sport. And my whole family understood this is what it is, bro. And eventually, if you're on the same weight class as well, you're going to bump heads no matter what. Now, what would have happened if they promised their mom and all that shit? But what would happen if the sanctioning bodies would have made these guys fight? You know what I'm saying? What would have happened?
I'm saying, I get that you have a personal reference point for it, and that's where you're coming from. But I'm not sure that that's where everybody is coming from, which is why the sanctioning bodies didn't force it in the first place, and everybody gives them a pass, because I'm not sure that people are ready to see that, even if they made the fight. Like, I don't know what sort of audience you're trying to garner with watching two brothers.
First of all, don't put me in the light. Hold on. Don't put me in the light. Do not put me in the light. Where I'm talking just. It's just.
No, I'm saying you said you had cousins. You said you saw cousins fight. I'm saying I never saw them.
I'm saying it's pure logic. It's a sport.
Hold on,
it's a sport.
Jada, hold on. Smoke. This was just about answering the question and what we felt. If that's how that man felt, Fuck it. You don't have to understand logic or why he would want to see this type of fight. None of that. Let's not even go there. Let's go to the next question. Martinez Canelo.
I don't want to say to be any misunderstanding. I understand, D. I don't want to say to be misunderstanding. The only thing I was talking about was the fact that he was saying.
Let's move on. No misunderstanding. Nobody's upset.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Can I just say? I was just talking about him saying that he witnessed two cousins fight. I just never saw it.
No, I didn't say I witnessed two cousins fight. I fought my cousins. I fought my cousins competitively.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant. That's all I was talking about. Was that?
Let it die now. Let it die. Yeah. I don't think Jedi gives a fuck. I really don't think he gives a fuck. He don't. So
it's all good. I'm just just making sure we're on the same page.
Yo, what's up?
This man Carlos in the chat said my big brother beat me in a fight, but I got revenge and fucked this girl. Bro, you need some fucking family counseling. That's it. That's the kind of shit.
You see what I mean? I'm just talking about niggas punching each other in the face. These guys are talking about fucking their brothers' girls and making them kill themselves over that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I would have beat the shit out of you again, Carlos. If he's talking about my brother beat me in a fight, so I fucked this girl. You're lucky he didn't beat the shit out of you again. So, yeah,
Carlos is crazy. What's up, Carlos?
Fucking. Yo, D.
Carlos is crazy, son.
Johnny Boy, Canelo versus Martinez. Who you got?
Man, I got Sergio, bro. I got Sergio on points, bro, in a good fight. Sergio on points, I'll say.
Good question, brother. Good question. Get this smoke. Canelo versus Martinez.
Yeah, that's a good fight. The reason why I think Pacquiao would do well in the Canelo fight was because of Canelo's feet. And Sergio Martinez had some real good feet. He was unorthodox. He came from a soccer background, but he was fast, and he's not undersized at all. He was good. He always gassed a little bit, but Canelo also has a little bit of tank issues. Yeah, I favor Sergio.
Okay. South Croy, what do you think? Sergio Martinez, Canelo.
I favor Canelo. Martinez lost to whenever he got, I think, good elite competition, he lost. Miguel Cotto beat him. Paul Williams beat him. When he fought Margarita, he lost. He loses, I think, when the competition is at that level. So far, only Floyd Mayweather had beaten Canelo. So his career is not done yet. But I just think that when Sergio gets onto top competition, he loses.
Yeah, okay.
And he's not a knockout artist either. He's a 50-50 because he most of his fights it's on points. He had only knocked out half of his opponents so far, or in his career.
Oh, okay, I got you. That's fair. Jay, what you think? Sergio Martinez, Canelo.
Not even gonna lie, I don't know who the fuck Sergio is. I'm Googling him now. So yeah, y'all go ahead and move on to somebody else.
All good. That's an honor. I like your honesty, bro.
Much respect.
I like it. No doubt. I like your honesty. Good shit.
And trying to goddamn answer, you know what I mean?
Hey, for real, I was looking at his record and South Croy said everything I was gonna say, so I said, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna say
I would just say I was going to pick Canelo anyway. And Croy he did clear a lot up, which was shit that I was going to say, so people don't think I'm biased because they know I'm a huge Canelo fan. I don't want it to come off biased, but yeah, I think Canelo beats him. You step up. It's just like the Danny Garcia situation with Spence. If Spence chin right, I say Spence beats him because when Danny Garcia stepped up in these fights, he lost. It's the same thing I would say about this fight. When he step up to the big fight, he lose. So if he lose, Canelo's a big fight. When has Canelo not been a big fight? So he's going to step up to the big fight and he's going to lose.
Hey,
Sergio Martinez did win some big fights.
Smoke. Johnny Boy was just.
Hold on. Let me. I was just gonna say after you're done with this one, let me hit you with the one I was gonna hit you with.
All right, go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, no, Sergio won some big fights. You know, I don't know. I feel like the thing that Canelo struggles with is guys who have movement. The only thing Lars' issue is that he didn't throw enough shots, right? But Sergio's not going to have that issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a perspective. Organic fitness in the building. What's good with you, fam? All right, Johnny, hit us with your question.
All right, the fantasy fight. I thought this was a good one. Somebody did brought it up to me last night. So, Terrence Crawford and Aaron Pryor at 140.
Oh, Aaron Pryor whipped it. I got easy. I got Crawford. I got Crawford easily.
All right, break it down, Jedi. Break it down. You started off.
Crawford. I thought it was a good one. I wanted to share it with y'all. You know.
That's a good one, Johnny. Thank you.
I think it's a good one. I think we're gonna have a difference of opinions here too. Go ahead, Jedi. You go first.
The reason why is because okay, you got Crawford, who is ambidextrous, right? At the same time, I mean, he's got a great boxing masterclass behind him, right? He's got great fight selection in his punches as well. Now you look at Aaron Pryor, which is, considered a great, but at the same time, he was a bit too anxious. At the same time, very sloppy. Terrence Crawford is and we've all said it before, Terrence Crawford is very complete. He's very neat. He's polished. He definitely would have picked Aaron Pryor apart, where Aaron Pryor is, just straight up, going in with combos the way he used to. I love it when it's hawk time, but I think Crawford would have been too intelligent for him.
Okay. Get this smoke.
The Crawford that beat, the Pryor that beat Alexis Aguello absolutely destroys Terrence Crawford. Absolutely destroys him. Whatever. That's it.
Okay. South Croy, what do you think? Aaron Pryor, Terrence Crawford.
I just think Terrence. I rate Terrence highly. I think Terrence has too long a levers for Crawford. I think Terrence is just too long. And Terrence can adjust. I don't see Terrence can adjust. He can combination punch, and he can fight you from the outside. I just think he'd have too much for Aaron.
Jay Blue.
Aaron Pryor really reminds me of Manny Augustus, like how nimble and how he dances with this shit and how smooth he is, how he flows. Crawford's got a couple different looks he can give him. I mean, he has a couple different options he can go to, but I don't think he's going to match that crazy power, that crazy free flow power. And if he gets clipped early, like he did against the long ass Russian name Davaliskis or whatever the fuck. He got clipped early and then got up and slowly round by round started walking him down, putting more and more pressure and broke him up. He might do that to Aaron Pryor, but he's got to survive them crazy bombs, man, and that crazy style. Like if he gets dropped early, he might not get the fuck up with that crazy shit. Because Aaron Pryor, I mean, all it takes is one crazy ass shot like that, bro. So I mean, I'll go with Aaron Pryor.
I'll say this. Here's my thing on this fight. I think hand speed play a part too. I think y'all made good points, but I think hand speed play a part too. If y'all don't remember, Yuriorkis Gamboa wobbled Terrence Crawford. And the reason was because Crawford generally enjoyed having the luxury of being the faster guy, the quicker hand speed. So if a guy has a quicker hand speed, they're going to give him issues, which is why Gamboa wobbled him. Aaron Pryor, he going to do more than wobble him. And Gamboa got gunshot when he wobbled Crawford. Pryor ain't gonna get gunshot. I got Pryor putting Crawford the fuck out of there, bro.
But you know, Pryor got knocked out by Bobby Joe Young, you know.
Yeah, but he was all cracked out when that happened, bro. That's fucking yeah. Come on,
But come on, but Bobby Joe Young lost to everybody. Not beat Bobby Joe Young, you know.
Yeah, man,
Bobby Joe Young was nothing special, you know.
Croy, this is what you got to keep in mind. And I don't know, this is the assumption that I want you to make, at least here. When we talk about fantasy fights, let's think prime, bro. Let's not think, because one of my boys, Jalik, used to always do this. He talk about Tyson versus Wilder, and then he always bring up the Tyson that fought Buster Douglas. No, we can't do that, bro. Let's think about prime guy. Let's think about it, and that's it.
Yeah, well, Lennox beat him, so
beat the hell out of him. I'm telling you, like, these guys, I just think Pryor gets them. That's just my opinion. I don't knock your opinion, but I think Pryor puts him out of there.
We got to see. I knew that one would split everybody up because we got 2 for Crawford and 3 for Pryor. That's why I wanted to ask it, bro. I'm me personally. I'm very on the fence. I'd be very, very, very on the fence about it.
Yeah, because Crawford.
Because I see points from all over the place. I see what Jedi and South Croy is saying. He's too long. He can show you all kinds of different looks. But on the flip side of that, I can see the other side of it with Pryor's just fucking relentless. He's a psychopath, dog. He's gonna and Crawford's not gonna knock Pryor out, dog. He's not gonna he's gonna keep coming and coming and coming. So I think that Crawford would start off boxing him and he'd win the first couple of rounds. But then Pryor would force his hand and turn it into a fucking firefight, and that's when it would get interesting. So I ain't gonna pick a winner, but I just thought it was a good one, man, because I was on the fence about that shit. So yeah,
that's a good point.
Can we?
Hey, look,
hey, D,
Johnny Boy made. But real quick, Jedi, that's a good point Johnny Boy made. But that could also be the cost to Crawford, because when you force him into that firefight, y'all know how Crawford is. You get him. He coming to get you back. So
exactly.
That firefight with Pryor.
Yeah,
Can we all agree?
Did you guys see Aaron Pryor fight Tommy Hearns in the amateurs? Have you guys seen that? Like, I don't even get this. No, man, no. He would get his ass whooped. Like, I like Terrence Crawford. I don't understand why he got to be better than like one of the best 40 pounders to ever live. Like,
Smoke. Tommy was 15 years old, bro. Come on now.
I know. I'm saying no. I'm just talking about when it comes to the long arm. No, I get it. And I also get that Tommy. I also understand that Tommy Hearns didn't become even better with his right hand until after the amateurs. I understand all of that. All I'm just talking about when it comes to the dimensions and what Aaron Pryor was doing to dudes with long arms from jump.
Right. So, bro, guess what? That's your opinion. Great opinion. Now,
let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you guys one question about Crawford. Can you hear me? All right. Can we all agree that Crawford is ambidextrous?
Yeah. He switched.
Okay. Because Boxing Virus says he isn't. Now he's saying that he's southpaw, but yet we also heard that he starts off orthodox, which we've seen. So if he's starting off with both and he switches up with both and fights as well as both, he's ambidextrous.
That's what ambidextrous is. He's ambidextrous. I'm by trade a commercial painter, and I can paint with both hands. I mean, when I say paint, like cut in and all of that with both hands, that's being ambidextrous. So ambidextrous. So whatever, how the fuck you say that word. But anyway, Mark says, and Mark, first and foremost, appreciate the super chat, my man. Mark swinging through the $2 super chat. Carlos Monzon, B-Hop. Nice. Johnny Boy, crank this one up. Carlos Monzon, B-Hop. Johnny Boy, you there? J Blues.
Yoni Boy.
I think
yes, sir. I was taking a piss.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the deal?
Carlos Monzon, B-Hop.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. Carlos Monzon is the type of guy to jump out of the fucking woods and hit you in the head with a machete, bro. he would break B-Hop in fucking half, smithereens. He'd send him back to the Terror Dome in Philadelphia with his head broken, son. Nah, the fuck out of here. Yeah, easy.
Johnny Boy has Monzon, South Court,
easy work.
B-Hop.
Carlos Monzon. I think B-Hop polished ball. Sweet science, that kind of thing. Carlos Monzon, he's rugged, man. He's rugged. I think his come forward aggressive style would just envelop Mr. Polished Man. And I'm not playing down B-Hop, because I rate B-Hop, skills to supply us all. But trust me, the aggression. This is a fight, after all. It's not a beauty contest. So I think Monzon.
Jedi, Monzon.
All right. Before I start off, I just want to say, Boxing Virus, there's a difference between Andre Ward and Terrence Crawford, and we talk about Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford usually starts off and from the first round of 6th round, either left or righty, and then he finishes off either left or righty, whichever he starts off with. Andre Ward is not ambidextrous. He just switched up in spots. Know the difference, kid. Now, I got to go with Monzon on this one. That's like you've got a Hummer going head-to-head against a F-150. Who's winning? You feel what I'm saying? The Hummer's breaking that shit apart. Monzon, like Mr. The last gentleman that was on here, just now, St. Croix, sorry, sir. He was too rugged, too rugged. My man would have put so much pressure on B-Hop, and I don't think B-Hop had seen that type of pressure, especially coming from Monzon. You know what I mean? That's what I have to say.
J Blues, what you think?
Sorry.
For real, I can appreciate B-Hop, like what he did against Trinidad and like the body shot knockout against De La Hoya, but I'm not a fucking B-Hop fan at all, bro. Carlos Monzon, it's like John Boy said, that motherfucker's a wild animal. He's going to jump out of the woods and attack you, bro. Like, he is gigantic, and he's just he's another fucking psychopath. Like,
that dude was a nut, bro.
Yeah. What was you getting ready to say, South Croy?
I was just going to add that for the guys who are in the chat and listening, we're not just saying Monzon is a bulldozer coming forward in the ring.
Bulldozer.
It's the guy's personality. I think it was in 1988. He was caught up on murder charges, and he was later convicted. People, this is a serious guy. So when we all going with Monzon here, it's not just because we are all in love on the panel. Yeah, this guy is real street. Yeah, right.
All right, my turn. Let me tell you.
I didn't go. I didn't go.
Watch the WWF back in the day. I ain't say WWE. I said WWF. If y'all remember the Bushwhackers, they used to come in all wild.
Bro, oh yeah, Uncle Lee.
That was Monzon. He coming in there, he's for 1,000, bro. Listen, Bernard Hopkins wasn't ready for no Carlos Monzon, man. I'm telling you, he would have had that man all around that ring. Look, listen, I love B-Hop, but B-Hop Monzon, no, sir. I like the matchup. I mean, I like the question, but nah, bro. For me, that's an easy Monzon, bro. He's gonna fucking maul B-Hop, bro.
I never just said.
Let me just say this real quick. And Monzon was never stopped. B-Hop is not keeping him off of him either, bro. He's gonna be up his ass, especially if it's 15 rounds, bro. He's nah.
Yeah, the issue is really it's like B-Hop is bad, but Monzon is evil, and B-Hop is cool, he's economical, but Monzon is a force of punches. He's not gonna outwork him. He's not gonna outdirty him. He does not have an answer for what Monzon is going to present for him. He just never faced anyone. I think a better fight for Monzon would be Hagler, fantasy fight, but you know.
Yeah, that would be cool. But Mark, again, thanks for the super chat. Boxing Virus says Salvador. Oh my, wow, Salvador Sanchez, Alexis Arguello. But I already know who I'm going for because I think that kid. But Jay Blues, you know about Salvador Sanchez and Alexis Arguello?
I do, but I haven't gotten into him, bro.
Okay. Johnny Boy, Alexis Arguello, Salvador Sanchez.
Nah.
I got mine though. I got mine.
Dog. Man, come back to me, D. Come back to me.
Okay. Smoke.
Yeah, so Salvador Sanchez is one of my favorite fighters, period. I love seeing him. That Wilfredo Gomez fight, everybody was talking about that one. I've seen it, I don't know how many times. Like, Alexis Arguello, I like the guy. He's a good counterpuncher, I got Salvador Sanchez. I think he's just a little bit too quick. And I think he could control the range a little bit better with his feet. I think he had faster hands. He's not going to be there, but Alexis Aguello needs you to stand in the pocket a little bit with him. I don't think Salvador Sanchez is going to do that enough for Aguello to win.
Fair enough. Jedi, Salvador Sanchez, Alexis Arguello.
Let me see. Alexis Aguello definitely would have been boxing very pretty about maybe 6 or 7 rounds. Let's see. Back then it was 15 rounders. I would have to go with Salvador Sanchez knocking Alexis Aguello out somewhere between the 13th because we all seen Alexis Aguello slip up certain times with his punch combinations as to him being fatigued in later rounds. As to Salvador Sanchez is like a Pacquiao, past every round he would just get more and more explosive. You know what I mean? So I'd have to go with Sanchez. I gotta agree with Get the Smoke.
South Croy, what do you think? Alexis Arguello, Salvador Sanchez.
Well, Sanchez only lost to Antonio Barrera, yeah? And he had about 41, 42 fights, 30 odd knockouts, about 33 knockouts in that, or 32 knockouts. The guy was a solid fighter all around. I can't bet against Salvador Sanchez. I can't bet against him. So in this one, this one is an easy one for me. I think Sanchez beat him.
Okay. Smoke, why you don't never want to give me my turn, Smoke?
No, there was just a point. It wasn't Marco Antonio Barrera. It just wasn't Marco Antonio Barrera. That was like years later. That was in the 70s. I was just making that. That was all.
Now, Salvador Sanchez, I just think was too nice, bro. Salvador Sanchez, like Jedi said too, the explosiveness, the hand speed, and Smoke made a good point. Like at times, Arguello needs you to be in the pocket with him. Salvador not gonna give him that. He gonna give him the opposite of that. He gonna come around that pocket and give him one of these. I gotta go with Salvador on that one. But here's a funny one, guys, which we're not gonna respond to this. I just thought it was kind of funny while we talking fantasy fights. Justin Trouble said fantasy fight. Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. That's pretty good. So Brown Gone One followed this up with, and I'm gonna answer this one first because I think it's easy. Listen, man, I don't even think this is a fantasy fight, Brown Gone One. I think this is a massacre. The hell with Gary Russell. Salvador Sanchez will beat the holy hell out of Gary Russell.
Russell wouldn't have had the game to fight a Salvador Sanchez because Russell only fights once a year.
Right. I don't think that's even a fantasy. It'll be a massacre.
Salvador Sanchez would have knocked Gary Russell's fucking dome off, bro.
Yeah.
I like Gary Russell.
That's unanimous. That's
I figured. I know we won't gonna spend too much time for that. Croy, you think Gary Russell beat Sanchez?
No, I just no. I just spoke about Sanchez a while ago. I said it's an easy one for me, Sanchez.
Yeah.
It's an easy one for me. 30 odd knockouts in his career, 40 odd fights. The guy's a solid fighter. I can't easy one for me.
Right. Here's a good question. Which I don't know if everybody on the panel knows about this, but this is a good question. Which UFC fighter can make the best transition to boxing? Now, for anybody that knows about the UFC, you can answer this. If you don't know much about the UFC, F it. I think Henry Cujo would make a nice transition.
Cujo?
Yeah. He's quick. He's quick.
Good.
That's a good characteristic for him to have. He can throw his hands. He's a small guy. I think he'd make a good transition to boxing. I mean, I think this is the thing, real quick. Hold on. I don't really like, me personally, as I'm a huge UFC fan, I don't really like to make the comparisons or talk about these transitions from UFC because I don't really honestly think any of them can transition but so well to boxing.
Yeah. So I was going to pick Amanda Nunes or Cyborg.
That's actually good.
I was going to say
that's a good one.
Yeah, I was going to say Tyrone Woodley.
Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, I was going to say because he's got good hands. He's got pretty good hands.
Yeah, he's got pretty good hands. Right too. Who else?
But
this is an easy one for me. This is a simple one for me. The best fucking UFC welterweight on the planet over everybody, Jorge Masvidal, bro. Easy.
Masvidal, that's a good one.
He's got hands, bro. He's fast, dog.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm sure old Roberto was probably telling him some fucking tricks of the trade since they be kicking it nets. So, you know. Yeah.
What do you think, South Croy? You know anything about MMA?
I don't know much about the MMA. I'll make this one pass.
All right, that's cool. Respect. Jay Blues.
What about Max Holloway?
Ah, nice.
Yeah, hell no. That don't fight nobody that ain't 6 inches short.
No, Johnny.
Come on, Johnny.
That's not hold on, Johnny boy. That's not the question. What Max Holloway does is his hands. That's the question. Transition into boxing. I think, yeah. And I'm gonna change my
Feints, good head movement.
From Cujo to Max Holloway, actually. Because I didn't think about Max.
Yeah, Cejudo is fast, but he ain't no boxer like that. Like the way Max Holloway had his way with Brian Ortega. Just all day. Make you miss all fucking day. Sticking the shit out of you right in front of you, bro. Like,
I agree with boxing.
Utilize feints as well as Max Holloway does.
The only issue is
real quick. I'm glad you said that, Jay Blues, because we don't have. Everybody's not UFC fan. Guys, the guy I'm talking about is Henry Cejudo. I call him Cujo because he reminded me of that fucking dog from that movie.
Rabbit ass motherfucker.
That's what he looked like in the face to me, so I always call him Cujo. But Henry Cejudo is what I'm talking about. But go ahead, Smoke.
Oh, I was saying, like the issue isn't so much the I mean it's twofold, right? It's the UFC's guys' ability to transition would also be a factor of who they're going to fight. Right, that has a lot to do with their ability to transition. And I'm saying for the women, I think their hands, like where they are as fighters, and the skill level that they're going to face, the level of competition they're going to face, I think they would potentially could become stars in boxing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I agree with that, Amanda Nunes. I agree with that.
Hey, yo, Hey, yo, guys, I gotta jump off, but yo, thank you for having me, bro. Everybody, GTS, everybody, Johnny, everybody, man. God bless you all, and everybody in the chat as well, man. I gotta bounce off, but thank you, D. Thank you so much, man. God bless, bro.
All right, appreciate it,
bro. All right, guys, be careful out there.
All right, all right. So yeah. Now this is actually a good one because people always wonder what would have happened. Prime Mayweather, Prime Pacquiao. It's actually a good one. Smoke. What you think?
Yeah, it depends on when you're saying. Pick it. It depends on what you're saying. Floyd's prime is. You'd have to pick a division and go from there.
You say it. Answer it first. You answer
All right,
it first.
all right. I'll say the Manny that beat Ricky Hatton at 140 versus the Floyd that beat Gotti at 140.
Right.
It'd be a hell of a fight. That's a great fight right there. I'm gonna go with Floyd with the combinations. Floyd with the combinations. Floyd with the guile. I think Manny lands the left more than once. I think he lands the left more often, but I think essentially the outcome is the same and just a more exciting fight.
All right, Jay Blues, what do you think? Pacquiao prime, Floyd prime.
I mean, this is prime Floyd with output. Like, this is dangerous, pretty boy Floyd that, like, I can't even watch the Gotti fight, man. Fuck that fight. That shit is despicable. But Pacquiao was so fast back then, man. Or if it's the Hatton Pacquiao, the Hatton knockout, it's pretty much the same thing as when they actually fought, except Floyd will actually light him up and back him up and kind of put him in the same shell he put him in, man. I see it going the same way, except Floyd has a lot more output because it's pretty boy. I mean, it's Floyd again, man.
All right. Johnny Boy. Oh, boy. I already know what you got.
There's pretty, I mean, it's not like the guy avoided him for 7 fucking years or anything like that, and then got caught with a needle hanging out of his dick after the weigh-in. But anyways, that aside, Pacquiao drops him 3 times, beats the fuck out of him, cruises to an easy points victory.
I had a feeling you was going Pacquiao. South Croy.
No, Floyd Mayweather for me. I can't. Floyd Mayweather has a way of his timing of his lead right hand. He punches you, a fighter, when the fighter can't defend himself. He picks that time to punch you. I think that Floyd, there is more reason than just cherry picking. Some people will say Floyd cherry picks, and that is why he made it to 50-0. I think it's more than that. I think Floyd has something over the other boxers who were boxing at the time, right? And Pacquiao is quick, but Pacquiao doesn't. I don't know about him as a defensive genius. I think he's a better offensive fighter to me than defensive. And if you're not absolutely spot on with your defense, Floyd will get the better of you, because Floyd has impeccable timing and has a way of hitting you between the time when you want to set yourself, when you're moving from one position to another, between just that split second between where you set yourself again, Floyd hits you. I think Pacquiao wouldn't get away from that. So for me, it's Floyd.
All right. Who didn't get this one? Jay Blues, did you answer this one?
Yeah, man. I mean,
I say Floyd too, man. I mean, look, talking about that lead, right? Floyd, when his hands went brittle, he relied on it more. He always had it, but he relied on it more. He just
relied on it.
Other things when his hands weren't as brittle. So we're talking about my man, Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy was the guy that I actually liked. Pretty Boy. When he became Money May and TMT and all of that, that's when he was a dickhead. I didn't like him anymore. But Pretty Boy was my guy.
Yeah, that boy.
I think Pretty Boy take Manny out. Yeah, Pretty Boy. Yeah, I would have to go with Pretty Boy Floyd over Manny. But that was the fight we all wanted, bro. Like at that time, that was the fight we wanted for these two to get in there and clash it out. It could never really be answered because we didn't get that fight when we could have gotten it. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. We wanted to see that fight. It's that fight is not a given. It's not a foregone conclusion. It could still go anyway. It could still go anyway.
Pacquiao could have got him. Even though there's suspense in that fight, like who would win this? So Pacquiao could have got Floyd, and you know.
Yeah, he could have gotten him. Do you remember when Floyd got caught with who caught him? Mosley?
Yeah, Sugar Shane Mosley wobbled the hell out of his ass.
Yeah, Sugar Shane Mosley caught him, and have probably if Sugar had a bit more in the tank, he could have pressed it home a bit more because he hurt Floyd.
Yeah, it won't tank though, Croy, because if you remember when he caught him, it was still earlier in the fight. The thing is Sugar Shane Mosley went gunshot. He went gunshot like he almost didn't know what to do. Like it was a surprise. Oh shit, I got him hurt, and he kind of got lost. Like he didn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, that's true. But it just shows you that an elite fighter with good punching power and speed can breach Mayweather's defense. So even though I picked Mayweather, I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion that he had to win. But I just think the boy's skill was sublime at that age, at that time, you know.
Well, no matter how much speed and intensity that Manny's going to bring to that fight, Floyd's been boxing since he was 18 months. Floyd Sr. talking about he had him throwing punches through the fucking bars in the crib and shit. Like, dude, he is a prodigy. Like, that is in his DNA. Like, Manny Pacquiao became a fighter. Like, Floyd was born a fight. Like, there's a big fucking difference. Even if you don't like Floyd. And how about this? I can't stand Floyd. I'm with Johnny Boy. Fuck him on all that bullshit. But you got to respect the accolades of what he is, man. Like, you can't take away the pedigree of his timing and his reflexes. Is second to none, bro.
Yeah. And you think in 20 years you can't really readily say how he got hit with a 3-punch combination, clean.
Yeah. Check it out. So this is the last one I'm gonna do. That's funny. First, I'll do the funny one first. We already know what the answer is. Jimmy Mack says Roberto Duran versus crying Ryan Garcia. Roberto Duran by murder. All right. Organic fitness. Let me see. I'm gonna pick which one of these. White versus Donovan, Ruddock, or Tua versus Mercer. I like better the matchup Tua versus Ray Mercer.
Yeah, man.
Let's do that one. That would be the last one out. Tua versus Ray Mercer. They lose. What you got?
See, man, Tua was always just a prospect. So if you go to his prime, you can't really say he's going to do shit because Ray Mercer became a boxer in the goddamn military, won a gold medal. Not just won a gold medal. He knocked everybody out that he fought to win a gold medal. So, like, dude, come on, man. The Ray Mercer that damn near killed Tommy Morrison.
Oh my God.
The worst knockout in the history of boxing, bro.
Oh my God.
Maybe the worst referee as well. He's out to fucking lunch. But Mercer pretty much does what Lennox Lewis did to Tua and just takes his heart. I'm sorry, man. I mean, when Lennox Lewis put it on him, bro, and started giving him real power punches back, like that was the first time Tua had ever been hit like that. So Ray Mercer's gonna stay right there with him and crack. Like Ray Mercer versus Burt Cooper was stupid.
Oh my God, bro! Back and
y'all
forth,
back up, please.
The chins on both of these guys, like they both had good chins.
That was Burt Cooper's whole career in that fight, pretty much. Like in that year, he fought Holyfield, Bowe, and Mercer. in '89. Anyways, Mercer by just prolonged ass whooping decision.
All right, get this smoke. What do you think, David Tua, Ray Mercer?
Merciless Ray. But I mean, the only reason why it wouldn't be a knockout is because Tua was so tough. The Tua knocking Hasim Rahman through the ropes, that was funny. That's
hilarious.
But Hasim Rahman, it's really never been nothing to me. He just, he got lucky that night in South Africa, and the rest is history. But yeah, Merciless Ray, man, he had a nice jab. He had, his cross was up for 8. He had power. Tua to me was a walking heavy bag for the most part.
Yeah. All right, South Croy, Ray Mercer, David Tua.
Say okay.
Ray Mercer and David Tua fantasy fight. Who you got?
I never favor boxers who I think has one main weapon that they depend on, like, solely to win all their fights. That never impressed me, and I just always thought Tua with that left hook, that was his bread and butter. And if he didn't get you with that, then he probably wouldn't get you at all. So Mercer to me had too much. He was a way more complete fighter, and plus the man he can hit like a horse. So he would have too much for David Tua for me.
Yeah.
So Mercer, not Mercer, yeah.
Yeah. I go Ray Mercer, easily Ray Mercer, really. I say easily Ray Mercer because I think that just like Croy said, Tua didn't have too much to make Mercer think about, but Mercer had more to make Tua think about, right?
Yeah.
And Ray Mercer's beard, bro. That's my thing. Like, that dude had a hell of a beard on him. And both of these guys could punch. So when we talk about, both of these guys punching, okay, they both got punching power. But when we talk about the beard, like, whose chin is more likely to give out first? I'd have to say David Tua.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
David Tua. So I'm gonna go with Merciless Ray.
Yeah, that Bear Buche fight.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, that was a war.
Yeah, look, real Jimmy Mack. Donald Curry versus Sean Porter. Okay, who want that one first?
I'm going with Sean. I think Sean. I think Sean is a good all-round fighter, and he has power. He has heart. I just think that for me this is an easy one. For me, it's Sean. Sean has too much all-round potential, ability. Not even potential, all-round ability.
I think
Curry.
This is a bull rush, battle of the bulls, and Sean head too big. See the size of that man rocker?
And his teeth might be too big too.
I gotta go with Sean Porter. Jay Blues, what you think? Donald Curry versus Sean Porter.
I seen Sean Porter fight Errol Spence, and the way he was slipping under, man, I'd never seen him before, and he reminded me of Joe Frazier. Just his constant bull rush, like you say, man. Like, he's going after him, like he's going in with the flips. So I'll never bet against Sean Porter, man.
No.
Yeah. Good to smoke. What do you think, Sean Porter, Donald Curry? Smoke on the fritz again.
Nah. Yeah, Donald Curry was in a lot of big fights he lost. Like that guy. I mean, Sean Porter was also in a lot of big fights he lost. The guys that Donald Curry lost to, though, what's prime Donald Curry? Like Marvin Starlin?
When he fought McCallum.
Yeah, but he lost that one. I mean, he had already
Well,
lost.
that still may be considered his prime.
Yeah, he already lost a couple times before the McCallum fight too. Sean Porter's prime is probably the Garcia fight.
I would say now. You got Spence. I say he's like in his prime now. He might be leaving out of it now, but I think Porter's like
when he fought Spence.
Spence. You guys like these two last fights. I think he in his prime now. He's looking great in these fights.
Yeah, the guy that Spence today beats the Donald Curry that beat Marvin Starlin. Definitely.
So you got Porter. I thought this was pretty interesting. Roberto Duran versus Shane Mosley at 135.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's speed, power, and skill versus relentless speed, power, and skill. That's a hell of a that is a brawl. I think I got Duran on that one. I think I said like 7-5.
Yeah, I think the bigger heart will win this fight. I think they're evenly matched. I think the man that just is more rugged on the inside and has the bigger balls. He will win this fight. I can't go against Duran. Duran is not when he quitted and cried. Not if you look at that fight, you might not say, but Duran, his career, he will tell you he's a bull. I think he wins this one.
Courage and heart, no mas.
We said.
No,
yeah,
I'm just joking.
Yeah, but no mas didn't happen at 135 though.
I know.
I'm not going to use that one fight to judge him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just how we can't use the IPO Shane Mosley to judge him. We're talking about 135 Shane Mosley.
Right. Yeah, Jay Blues, what do you think?
Yeah, we definitely
135.
Yeah, we definitely talking about Mexican supplementation fucking Mosley. Like we talking about the mighty or Speedy Mouse. Speedy Gonzalez motherfucker that like skeeted on Oscar De La Hoya in 2000, not the 2003 Shane Mosley, like you said, we used fucking gunshot. He was stiff, man. Like he went from this smooth, hyper fast fighter to this stiff skeleton that still had quickness, but he wasn't that Shane. Like wasn't it Vernon Forrest that whooped him and like put him in this weird complex and turned him into the fighter he was?
But look, hold on. I always say this about Vernon Forrest, Shane Mosley. Sometimes, guys,
that dude, right?
You have another fighter's number. And I think that's all it was with Vernon Forrest and Shane Mosley. Because I wouldn't ever say that Vernon Forrest was a better boxer than Shane Mosley. He just had Shane Mosley's number. He beat him in the amateurs. He beat him in the pros. Shane just couldn't beat this guy.
Bro,
Bro,
to your point, styles make fights. The very next defense by Forrest was goddamn crazy ass Mayorga. And Mayorga, like, took him the fuck out, man. Like, it wasn't even like he beat Mosley like he did. It made him look lesser because he did what he did to him.
Right. But, he just got Shane Mosley's number. That's it.
That's a hell of a fight, but bro, that's fucking Duran. Like, that's a monster, man.
It's like Mosley had two careers. It's like
he really did.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a very valid point, Southcore.
It was more like even 3 because like really you guys are still talking about Mosley at 147 and stuff. Like we're talking about Mosley, Jesse James Layhouse, 135.
Yeah, like he was. Yeah. Mosley was. He's one of those guys. He's a Hall of Famer. But anyway, that's it, man. I see that Pelly Grosso. That Johnny Tapia and Roman Gonzalez is a good one, but I'm gonna get ready to shut this one down. Unless y'all want to do that right quick. Yeah, let's fuck it. For the hell of it. Let's do this last one. Johnny Tapia, Roman Gonzalez. Who won first crack at that?
Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, Smoke.
Tapia is a wild man. Gonzalez, he got battery pack like never. But you know what Chocolatito showed me his last fight. He showed me a couple more wrinkles. Man, Paz, Tapia. Johnny Tapia. I mean, I gotta go with Chocolatito's work rate. I think Johnny Tapia knock him, but Chocolatito got hard. He keeps coming. I'm gonna go with Chocolatito on that one.
Yeah, I'll go second on this. I go with Chocolatito, man, because he's not like a lot of these fighters. I know people like to look at eras and shit like that. Chocolatito to me is one of these fighters that embodies old school. What I wish some of these other fighters were. I like Chocolatito. And so if I put that matchup, and I like Tapia too, I think Chocolatito get him. I think, like Smoke said, he got that work rate. Chocolatito gonna keep coming. And he's nice. He can box. It's not like a lot of these guys where you just say he's good for this era. No, Chocolatito is good. He's a good boxer. So
those are two guys you want to root for too. You know, regardless of like HBO trying to shove Chocolatito's greatness down our throat. Like the dude's generally like a good kid. He does the right things, and I like the way he fights. And Johnny Tapia, you know, how can you not love that guy's backstory?
I like Tapia, but I think Chocolatito gets him. Southport, what do you think? Chocolatito, Johnny Tapia.
I'd go with Chocolatito. I agree with you guys. I think I say this a lot about when I comparing fights or when I judging fights. When a boxer will have too much for another boxer, and I just think Chocolatito will have too much in this fight. He's strong. He has good punch combination. He can come forward. Defensively, he's good enough. He's not the best defensive fighter in the world, but he's good enough. I just think Chocolatito, and he can manage the big times. You see, he's fought. He's been in bigger situations, in bigger scenarios to me. So Chocolatito for this one. It's not too hard.
Yeah. Jay Blues, did you get in on that?
Nah, you good, man. Y'all keep coming up with these fucking names, man. Like y'all gonna put me on a research project. Like I got to do my fucking homework, bro. Like I did the lineage to the heavyweight title all the way back to John L. And I cherry picked other fighters from other divisions. I need to just go back and just film study for real.
You just fucking keep coming and having these discussions with us, bro. You know, shit.
Top panel.
That's it, man. But look, guys, I appreciate all y'all coming on. You know, great discussion again. And I don't know. I think it was a pretty good live, so I won't really apologize. But again, I will apologize for not really having a topic. I just decided to do the Q&A today because D Donut Shop Jefferson in the morning went rampant. That's like 6 hours worth of lives a day because that one was almost 3 hours. So I ended up starting this one late, but it's all good. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody in the chat with their fantasy fights. Those were pretty interesting fights and all the questions. Pretty successful Q&A. And y'all know I always end this thing. For the love of sports. Let's talk
about it. All right, guys.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.